What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. Another week has gone by, and we are back on a Wednesday night at 7 p.m. for Booze and Biz, polishing off my pregame beer. Now we're going to switch to the hard stuff here in a second. Speaking of hard stuff, I feel like tonight's episode is kind of hairy, kind of grisly, a little bit rugged. It was actually a request. So this is a request from David Wagner of Air It Up. He said, let's talk about how we pay employees. I said, that's badass, dude. Let me get some show prep going. I prepped for this one for a while, so I hope I do you well. I think it's going to be good. I'm going to give you guys as much advice as I can. A lot of this advice is going to come from my heart and my experiences, and then also from the advice that I give people like 1,000 times a day, right? It's kind of getting awesome where I'm getting like 20 DMs a day. I still answer every single DM. So if you guys have a question, send it my way. I answer every single DM that ever gets sent to me. Facebook, Instagram, Discord. Don't DM me on TikTok. I never check those. Twitter, if you're feeling froggy, whatever. But that's kind of where I'm pulling a lot of my experience from, right? So I am going to be lame. I always give internet people shit for this, but I'm going to do it anyways, right? Disclaimer: I'm not a CPA and I'm not a lawyer. Okay, so just remember who you're taking advice from here. That being said, I do talk to my CPAs and lawyers, right? So I'm hopefully going to give you some good advice. That's all I'm saying. All right. So tonight, I'm going back vodka. I had to do it again. It's the Reka, whatever that was, that Iceland vodka. It's just too good. I can't stop it. So I'll be drinking vodka and beers. I got beers on deck because you can only drink so many vodkas, right? And we're gonna have a great ass time, man. It's gonna be good. So if you guys want to support the show, if you guys want to support Booze and Biz, right? I do this show out of my pure enjoyment, right? I do this show for free. I do it for pure enjoyment. But we do have sponsors, right? And so that helps it make it to where I can put a little more production value to this, a little more prep time, and try and make the show better and try and give as many people great advice as possible. So if you want to support Booze and Biz, please do so by supporting our sponsors. I'm announcing a new one right now, Foam Daddy in the house. Super stoked to show you guys what the jump off just got. It's a secret. I'm not going to reveal it until I get the unboxing video up. My day tomorrow is crazy. So hopefully we'll be able to shoot that Friday or Sunday. We'll see. But we got an unboxing video of what we just got from Foam Daddy. It was 4 cases from UPS. But if you guys have a desire to expand your offerings outside of bounce houses, foam parties are the shit. Okay. Way easier than bounce houses and water slides, way lighter weight and comparable price, if not more expensive. They're awesome. And Foam Daddy's by far and away the industry leader. So look them up. Tell them I sent you. You're their way. Next sponsor is Inflatable Office. There's no soft, like my audience skews and my community skews to newer bounce house operators. That's generally who follows me, right? Inflatable Office, there's no software provider that offers such an amazing deal to newer operators. You've got free software and a free freaking website. Your website can look just like my website. It's thejumpoff.com. You got to pay $39 a month hosting fee. And then boom, you're rolling. You're on the internet. You're on Google search. You're on Google Maps, the whole nine. If you do not have a website, you need to do that tomorrow. First thing you do tomorrow, call into work sick and get yourself a website. If you take this business serious at all whatsoever. If you guys want to use my, I have a code, like affiliate code. If you guys want that, just DM me. I can send it over to you. Next sponsor is Rollsall. My best friend in the whole world, the Rollsall. Motorized dollies. Rollsall pushes the edge of innovation. They have incredible customer service, and you can even now get glow in the dark powder coating. No, not joking. We love our Rollsall so much. We have our second one being hand delivered by Tommy, the owner, not joking, along with 50 other people's dolly very, very soon. And I will have videos up and I'll show you guys all the cool shit that thing does. And then last but not least, newer sponsor, Big and Bright Inflatables. Everything is bigger and brighter in Texas. They're based out of Dallas. They're fully stocked. And this is freaking badass. They donate a portion of every sale to my favorite nonprofit, Charity Water. Badass stuff. Matthew is second to none in customer service, knows his shit. It's got good slides, good combos, the whole nine, obstacle courses, everything. badass stuff. And then there's a little something going on between me and Big and Bright Inflatable. It's gonna be quiet though. Don't tell nobody. We'll unveil that soon enough. All right. All right. So now for the most super important message of all, please subscribe to what you're listening to. If you're on the podcast, you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. I work hard on the shows. I do them for free. So please give me subs. My wife just walked in right as I was doing my most. Do you want to say hi, babe? I don't know if you guys saw or not, but okay. So let's get into it. Let's get into the topic. So tonight, vodka, let's go. So tonight's topic is, how the hell do I pay my employees? Okay, so to tackle this question, we're going to start at the beginning of your entrepreneurial little journey. All right. A little work of fiction. Oh, did I just fuck that up? Can you guys still hear me? I might have just jacked that up.
You're good. You're good.
Okay. A little work of fiction that I dreamed up that is how I imagined your company going, right? So this is how your company started. So it all began in your head, right? You dreamed up the perfect little name using your last name and the city you live in, right, to name your company, and then you threw inflatables at the end of it. But you wanted to sound fancy, so you turned it into an anagram, right? Just the letters. GPK inflatables, baby. Okay. Then you used your iPhone to calculate how much money you're going to make working on the weekends, right? $250 times 52 times 5, right? And you get this big ass number. You're like, I don't even have to work for this. Then you decided you're going to use a cheat code and drop everything off on Friday and pick it up on Monday. So your ass doesn't have to work weekends, dude. You're a genius. That you then went to YouTube and saw this handsome devil in a red shirt out here making your little idea look super easy. So you took this attractive stranger's advice to just go, and off you went. Then you found out it's actually hard as fuck. There's way more to do than you ever could have imagined. So what did you do? You went and recruited help. It was your nephew. It was some firefighter buddy of yours. For me, it was literally like a soccer buddy I played soccer with, right? But this dude, he was down and he wanted to help out and be a part of this awesome little story that you were kind of building, this awesome little company. So you just kind of said, yeah, bro, just come with me. I'm gonna pay you good. Like, I'm gonna pay you good. Come on. So he says yes, and he's unaware. The reason that you're being so vague on the pay was because your ass is clueless. You may have passed it off, if you're a good salesperson, as this is hard, and so come work with me a little bit. Make sure you can hack it. Then we can talk about pay, right? But you had no idea what you were doing. So you're laying in bed and you do some thinking and you realize, oh my God, dude, I really am a genius. I'm going to pay him cash. That stuff just keeps piling up in my safe and I don't know what to do with it. And no one has to worry about the pesky taxes. Not me, not him, nobody. Yes, genius. Then when you go to do your taxes, you sit down at your computer and you kind of quickly realize that this new little business you got going on is going to make that 1040 EZ form a thing of the past. So you make the big boy decision and you decide to hire a pro, a CPA. You make yourself an little appointment. You sit at their fancy desk and they say, right, and they have a lot of assumptions because what you started was a bounce house business. So they say, I assume no one works for you, right? You proudly proclaim that you have this amazing guy that helps you out, and growing this business isn't even hard. I pay him well too, as you grin in your geniusness. The CPA says, oh, good. That's going to help big time. We're going to help mitigate the tax liability because it looks like your little business here is actually doing well because you've got yourself a good little thing going. And you start to hear big fancy words like mitigate tax liability. Okay. Anyways, you ignore it and you're like, hell yes, I did. Yeah, we're doing good. And you say, yeah. And here's the best part. I just pay him cash too. Super clean and easy. Like, you're almost gloating now because you're so freaking smart. There's a long pause and the CPA gets super serious. They ask you, so just how much did you pay this guy in cash? Your smile fades and you say, it was a good bit, like probably, I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't keep track of it. Should I be? As your eyes widen in fear, you're scared now, and all of a sudden you feel yourself turning from this fancy free little genius side hustler into, oh shit, I might be a stressed out business owner because shit just got serious. Your CPA says to you, Well, you basically just wasted all that money. We have no shot to write any of it off, and that's going to cause your taxes to very possibly cripple you. Don't worry, CPAs say that kind of shit all the time. So what do you do now? Your CPA says you're going to want to probably 1099 this worker of yours. What the hell is a 1099? So you leave the CPA's office and you text your buddies, the little group chat, and you're like, guy, what do you guys think? Should I just sell this little business? I'm kind of scared. I think I might be over my head. Hopefully your friends called you all sorts of totally worthy names that you deserved. And they tell you about this super magnetic tattooed red shirt wearing guy that talks about scary business topics every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. And you're even encouraged to drink. So this magical, now vodka, drinking guy will surely have all the answers to your problems. So here we are, now drinking together. Cheers. Okay, so let's tackle this cash thing first, because it's quick and easy, right? I'll be short, I'll be brief, I'll be straight to the point. Never do that. Never pay people under the table cash. There's 3 reasons. Reason number 3 is you can use that cash to reinvest into your business. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. We can get into that later at a much deeper level, but don't waste the cash. Okay. Number 2, if this buddy of yours gets hurt on the job, and this actually might be number 1, yeah, hikes, dude, you're in trouble because he's not employed. Like, he's not covered under anything because you're paying him under the table. Okay. And then reason number 1, which is probably actually reason number 2, it's going to cause you to not be able to claim any of that money on your taxes, dude. The payroll is important for your taxes. Do not pay people cash under the table. Now, if you have some sort of weird situation where you're understaffed on one weekend for one weird reason, and you have one guy that runs a helper route where you pay $12 an hour for, and it's $48, and you pay that guy under the table cash, cool, you would have an argument with me to do that. That's it. That's it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, let's press onward here to the big old scary number 1099. All right, first things first, you have to remember that without your help, without your employees, you have no business, right? You cannot do this alone to make any reasonable amount of money or have any kind of amazing life. All right. Now, yes, there is exceptions to that rule. There's people out there that are one-man shows that are extraordinarily talented, efficient, and make good money, right? That's the exception to the rule. You can't do anything without your employees. So the most important part of the 1099, in my opinion, is the conversation you have with the person you're going to put on 1099. Okay. You're going to want to tell them what it is. You want to tell them to save money for tax time, and then answer any questions that they may have, which initially will be 0 because they're confused, but then they'll come back, they'll Google some shit, they'll come back with some questions, answer those at a later date, right? Then have them fill out the paperwork, which is a W-9, which is downloadable from Google, super easy, it's 1 page, okay? And then get that W-9 over to your CPA, right? Now let's tackle that little list I just made. So what the hell is a 1099? It's a tax form that a business owner can use to pay contractors that they hire to do work for them. Okay. A contractor is another business owner that has tools, trucks, trailers, etc., of their own that you subcontract out to do the work that you were hired to do, right? You guys have all heard that, right? Sub it out, subcontractor, or whatever. They're just a different business owner, right? So a good example is a pool builder builds pools. They subcontract out the guy that lays the travertines because the pool company doesn't want to hire a travertine department and buy travertine and do all that. It's easier for them to just hire the travertine guys, right? They're subcontractors. You're saying to yourself, wow, that's weird. None of my employees do that. None of my employees have all their own stuff. They use all of my stuff. Yeah, that's why you shouldn't be paying them via 1099. Like, heartbreaker here. There's no such thing as a 1099 employee. You can't have an employee that's 1099. You only have contractors of 1099, right? And your people aren't contractors, straight up. So why should they save money? And we're going to tackle that in a minute. Why should they save money? Well, when you pay them, let's just say you pay them $100 for 1 week of work, right? You pay them $100, they walk away with $100. They don't pay taxes on it, okay? They pay taxes on it when they file their taxes. So you need to have them save money so when they get to tax time, they're not broke as a joke and they hate you for paying them with 1099s, right? You need to track the amounts you pay them. If you pay Joey $100, you have a spreadsheet where you go in and it says payroll and has a Joey line, and it says $100 on today's date. You've got to keep track of that so you can give it to your CPA at the end of the year when they do your taxes, because they report that amount to the IRS, and then you get a write-off of that amount of money that you've paid your people, okay? In other words, your employees pay all their taxes at one lump in one time, okay, at tax time. So make sure they save. I tell my guys 30% of the money that I paid them back. This is back when I paid 1099. 30% of the money I pay you, put it in a fucking jar, whatever, right? To make sure that you can pay your taxes when it's time, right? So when should you get them to fill out the W-9 form? Tomorrow. And tell them they cannot work another shift until that W-9 is turned in. Holy shit, Nick, it's that urgent? No, it's not that urgent. But if you don't do it like this, they'll always forget and you'll always be pestering them. And then you're going to forget. It's going to go months down the road. And it's going to be on your mind. It's going to be a stress, a burden over your head. Then you're going to get to tax time and the CPA is going to ask for it. And you got to badger for them. And just do it now. It's literally a short form. It's like their name and their social and their address and their signature. It's super easy. Okay. So now to kind of like one of the big hot points, right? Why in the world would you 1099 when they're clearly employees? They use all of your equipment. Why would you pay them like a contractor? Okay. So you would do this if the workers are very part-time workers, not getting a ton of hours, and your business is really small. And caveat, and it's what your CPA suggests. Okay. Keeping in mind, this is totally the incorrect way to pay your people. So in the end, you ask, Nick, should I 1099 my guys? That is ultimately your call along with your CPAs, but the short answer is nope. Nope, nope, nope. Can I get in trouble for 1099ing? Short answer is yep. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, so if I don't 1099, then what is my other option? W-2. Regular ass payroll for a company, weekly or bi-weekly, whatever you decide, checks that are direct deposited with FICA and Social Security taken right out of them bad boys. Okay. Oh, right. That sounds way better. Why would I just do that? Well, it's pretty fucking expensive. Just being real with you. Okay. You have to pay a payroll company to process it. And we can get into all the different ways we can do that here in a minute. And then you actually have to pay half of your employees' taxes too. 7.5% of your employees' Social Security, FICA, you have to pay, right? So you have to kind of put this into view for you, right? The jump off is we're already pretty decently busy, right? Because we're down in New Orleans, and so it's already warm, right? Our last payroll run cost me $1,000 that didn't go to anybody, did not go to the employees. Like the payroll run was I think just north of $5,000, $4,000. Yeah, no, it's just north of $4,000. And then the ultimate amount of money that came out of my account was $5,000, and 1,000 of that went to pay the taxes and the other shit, right? So, and keep in mind, we were also moving our warehouses too. So I was paying the guys to help move warehouses and build pallet racks, all sorts of crazy stuff, right? Don't let that number freak you out. We had a lot going on. But you got to pay a lot of stuff. Like W-2s are expensive, okay? And that's not even the end of it. You also have to carry workers' comp. And the amount of worker comp cost you is based on how big your payroll is. I don't know what it was for last payroll period, but the one prior to that, which was a smaller payroll, cost me, I think, 160-ish bucks, if I remember right. And that's for the 2-week period, right? But it right. It adds up. It adds up. So you've got to be doing enough volume to cover. And caveat to that payroll also, totally forgot to mention this. I am also on payroll because I'm the jump off is an S corp, not an LLC anymore, so it's taxed differently. So I have to be on payroll. So my salary is in that along with the guys. Just so we're clear on that. Okay, so when you're paying W-2 though, like you're doing everything the right way. So nobody can go to the Workforce Commission and complain on you. Nobody can get hurt and sue you for a gajillion dollars because they're all covered under workers' comp. And yes, you can have a 1099 workers' comp policy. But when you're W-2, everything's on the up and up and you're good to go. Like you don't got to worry about anything. Okay. So my OG CPA that I fired, mind you, okay, that I fired, but told me that small companies, you're okay to use a 1099 because the likelihood of any of those things happening is just smaller, and it helps keep the expenses down so you can operate the business, right? And then when you start to get to a scale where you can afford W-2, switch W-2. That was the direction that she gave me. Okay. However, if somebody does go to the Workforce Commission and complain, like you can get in trouble because you're doing it wrong. Okay. Is it the right advice? You got to decide with your CPA. I ain't a CPA and I ain't a lawyer, so I'm not taking any accountability for this one, right? You need to hire a tax professional and have this conversation with them. They will know that's what they do. Okay. That's what they do. But there we go. There's my story time with Nick, and then all the goods on the 1099 and the W-2 and under the table. Obviously, I think this is a much broader conversation. So I would love to open it up to you guys, and you, especially anybody that's either finds payroll daunting, confusing, or otherwise frightening. Please speak up. We can crowdsource all of your questions and answers here and get everything out in the open. I kind of touched everything, very briefly because I'm not trying to make my rant last 9 hours. But yeah. So what questions do you guys got? And if you guys, I saw the chats going.
I think you said it pretty well, man. Like get the fucking 1099 shit out of your head, and it's really hard to do that. Like the only way like I've seen around that, I think, is if they have their own trucks and you give them their own routes, and they have to have like their own contracts too, and it's just like it's a whole thing where it's like you're basically just creating a whole bunch of small bounce house companies around you eventually anyways doing that.
Right.
So you're better off just going with the W-2.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to like kind of do it over again, kind of like me and you were talking about today, Justin, like, right, I was totally nice. Like I had a lot of business experience, but that was kind of like running the people side of the business. Like I had zero experience with payroll, zero experience with marketing, whatever. So when it came time to pay everybody, like, right, I just kind of guessed at it. And like, look, between me, you, and the other guy here, like I paid my first guy cash under the table, way too fucking much money, because I thought I was doing the right thing. Right. There was definitely some autobiographical stuff in story time there, but and then as the business grew and then the 1099 needed to happen and everything, it was kind of like, okay. And then, right, what happened to me and hopefully what happened to you guys is it takes time. Like that shit takes time to get payroll started. Like there's a lot of different forms and paperwork and meetings and emails that just have to take place. And a ton of information has to be gathered and put into the system and the portal and whatever. Right. So it's like, you bust your ass on all that stuff to try and get on W-2. So you're on the up and up. It's a lot, dude. It's a lot.
I transferred my payroll over to Square. It was so easy though. Like getting payroll started with Square. Everything was already pretty much in the system.
That's cool. Yeah, there's a million different ways you guys can do it. I'm interested to know, like, everybody that's on right now. So we got 26 people on Zoom. How many people are on the Facebook? 12 on Facebook. Like, how big? Like, do you guys have employees? And if so, how many? Like, I'm interested to know just kind of how big the companies are that are on here.
I have 6 employees.
I was gonna say I floated right around 6, and I did like 365 last year.
four.
As far as scale.
Yeah, NWI Party Rentals said not looking forward to going from 1099 to payroll, but we are needing to. Accountant tells us it's time, and they have 4 to 8 and did over 300K last year. So what I'll tell you is this. I was the same, right? Where I was just kind of like, because I like to do things right. You know what I mean? So when I made the switch, I was a little bit nervous to do it, but at the same time, I'll tell you this: it's W-2 is so much easier, dude. You just send the shit into the freaking. My accountant does it, so I send it into my accountant, and then he has his own payroll company. Not he doesn't own it, but he runs it through ADP. I think I don't know. Whatever, he does it all, and it's just like I send the hours in, and we're good to go. Like that's it. And the checks come like 3 days later. It's so much easier. Before when I was 1099, it was like, right, I paid the guys weekly when I 1099 because it was easier for me to keep up with, right? Because then I could just calculate what this week's checks are and then cut them all, right? And then I got guys showing up randomly. Hey, can I come get my check? Because I didn't have a warehouse at the time, so there was no central location. It was a lot, dude. It took a lot of bandwidth. And then I switched to payroll, and it was like, dude, done. Dude just dumps it right in their account every 2 weeks. We're good to go. It's nice, dude. It's nice. It's is it worth the expense? That's right. It would be if it wasn't for the damn paying half the taxes, right? But that's like a customary thing that you do.
What's the best way to go about paying yourself? Like if you're going to pay yourself out in one lump sum at the end of the year, like in December.
So I have 2 companies. For anybody that doesn't know, I own 2 companies. So I have the bounce house business, right? And then I have my Christmas light business. So I have to be on my old CPA that I fired, turned them both into S Corps. Okay. The jump off should definitely be an S Corp. It's 50-50 on Let's Get Lit. That's the Christmas light business. So as an S Corp, I have to be on payroll, like through a payroll company, no matter what. Okay. So the way I do it is you just pick your salary, like whatever you think you should earn, right? And then that's what you turn in. So that's what I turn into my CPA.
It has to be a reasonable salary too. It can't be like too small so that you can take the returns at the end of the year. Like you gotta like if you're paying your guys $800 a week, you can't pay yourself like $5. So right, because you pay less in capital gains than you do in earned income. So, and I'm not a CPA, by the way, but so you're not supposed to do that, but you don't want to skate the lines.
Right. You want to be on the up and up. So just work with your CPA on, they'll know the number, right? And so my CPA told me the number, right? So then
to answer your question, you want to like to answer this question specifically, you really want to like pay yourself weekly, a set of number, and then at the end of the year, like if you want to give yourself bonuses or something like that, that's reasonable within your salary range, you can do that.
Yeah, and you're gonna take it as a draw. So it's like it's weird, dude. Once the company gets to a good right. I mean, in the early days of the jump off, like they took cash and Venmo. I didn't have whatever. I would take checks too, but they took cash and Venmo, and then they just move the Venmo over to my account, and then keep enough in the account, right? But then as it scales, like all of a sudden you're like, fuck, I got a lot of bills to pay, and you got to change it, right? And so I was paying myself basically a set amount per week, and it's essentially a draw at that point. Back when the guys were on 1099, right? So it's essentially a draw is what it's called. And then once I switched to S Corp, now I'm on payroll. So I get a payroll check, same amount of, it's the same to the penny, right? Every 2 weeks. And so it's a set amount per year divided by 26. But David, did that answer your question?
Yeah, kind of. I guess what I'm saying is like if we didn't take any pay throughout the year and just wanted to take one lump sum at the end of the year.
Oh, right. So that's how I pay myself. That's how I pay myself at Let's Get Lit. And like there's only one time the money comes in.
Right.
Yeah. So I took so Let's Get Lit last year. I took a salary of $30,000. It was one paycheck. It was one check. But the cool thing too about being on payroll is like once you switch to W-2, and you could do this, I believe, if you're an LLC still too. But the cool thing about being on payroll is like I don't have to worry about taxes because my personal taxes are taken out of my check, right? If I pay myself $2,800 every 2 weeks, like the paycheck comes and it's 1,900 or whatever, right? Because the taxes come out of it, so you don't have to worry about the income tax piece. It's nice, dude. It's nice.
I have
And
a
then
question.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I don't want to interrupt. I don't know if you were done.
No, go ahead. I was just trying to fill empty space.
Okay, so we've been doing this for a long time, since January 19th. So, yeah. But we spent, my question is going to be, how much should I be setting aside for taxes? Because we've spent like 40,000 and we still owe like 14. So we've made the rest of that 40 back. So we're down to only owing 14. We both have,
And that's it. That's debt. That's credit card debt.
14,000 in debt still. Yeah,
Okay.
we spent 40 up front and we're down to 14, and it'll be down to 11 after this weekend, and then we're going to keep going. So how much taxes should we set aside? Because our expenses are obviously really high getting started.
Yeah, and first year stuff too is cool because you're gonna write off everything, right?
Right.
You're gonna write off and whether or not you bought a truck or had one, but like now you can depreciate the truck, you can write off like all those startup costs are pretty insane. Like, I mean, the first year that I filed the jump off, right? Because I made the jump off official, where it's like, okay, we're gonna fucking do this, so let's make this official, right? It was like December 21st or something, right? And so my CPA at the time said, well, you're late enough in the year, we don't got to worry about that. Let's leave 2019 alone and we'll just deal with, because I had an employer, right? I was an employee. So I had regular ass, wages. And then all those startup costs rolled into 2020. And we did good in 2020. We did about 85,000 in 2020 in revenue, with like expenses, yes, but like, little teeny tiny stuff. But I mean, our and my wife owns a business too, right? She owns a hair salon. But I mean, our tax refund was like $8,500. I'm like, what? How in the world, right? But just because there was so many write-offs and then the child tax credits and like, right, as soon as you go to a CPA, like all of a sudden all the write-offs like pile up. It was awesome. Why I ended up firing her though is she kind of set it up to sound like that's like, get used to this the rest of your life, buddy. And that's not the case. You know what I mean? So to answer the question, I would be safe and start putting away just 20%. Do you just put it in a savings account? I don't think you'll need it. Kind of depend, right? If you do freaking 500,000 this year, you will. But I don't think you're going to need it at the end of the year. And then you've got that little nest egg. I would suggest just keep it in there and keep it rolling. Last year, my tax bill was $24,000 that I had to pay in either pay in one lump or get raped on interest, right? So I mean, I wrote the feds a check for 20,000 and I wrote Louisiana a check for 4,000.
Yeah.
And it was brutal. But that's because I'd scaled the business so quickly, and whatever, surprised her. She actually acted surprised, like, "Whoa, wow, I didn't realize you were this good of an entrepreneur." I'm like, "What the fuck? We talk all the time. Like, I tell you the shit that's going on." And so I had made so much money that and I was paying myself wrong. So that's an LLC, you're double taxed, which is a whole nother conversation. So that's why she moved me to S Corp, right, to mitigate some stuff. I was contributing to a Roth IRA for retirement, and that's taxed on the way out. So it was a perfect storm of shit, right? The way to write the IRS $24,000 check, essentially.
Yeah, we're LLC right now, so
Yeah, and you're probably fine to be an LLC right now. But just get a good CPA and just stay in good contact with them. My problem was that my CPA was like unreachable. That was my whole problem, is I couldn't get her on the phone if I called her. There was no texting because she wouldn't give me a cell number, and then wouldn't answer emails. So I could have, right. So it got to a point where I'm like, okay, fuck it. Like, right, I'm just going to go operate the business, be a little entrepreneur. And then I did such a good job with no guidance that I got screwed.
okay. If I have one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a little bit prying just because we kind of wonder. So,
Prying?
yeah, a little prying. So if things continue like they're doing, okay, you had your first year and then your second year, I assume was better than your first year. After all of your expenses, around about what kind of are you taking home?
Like personally.
Yeah, I know it's you don't, yeah. She's like, I can't answer that.
So, so my salary with the jump off is $60,000 a year.
Okay,
So I make $60,000 a year on payroll with the jump off, and then I make $30,000 a year on payroll with my Christmas light company. Okay. You're allowed to, as a business owner, you're allowed to take what's called a draw, which is basically you write yourself a check, right? And take money out of business bank account, move it over to personal bank account. My new CPA, who he is my new CPA, right? But so far I've really liked Brian. He said doesn't matter, right? Because and what I asked him, I said, well, look, if I take a draw on some money, doesn't it appear to, like, let's just say I take a $10,000 draw for whatever fucking reason, right? Doesn't that $10,000 on paper appear to be profit where I'll be taxed $10,000 worth of profit because it didn't move anywhere other than my bank account? He said, no. He said, no, a draw will mitigate tax liability for the company and not add tax liability to you as long as it's like, right, what did he call that? Like reasonable. Did that answer the question?
it does. Thank you.
All right, what else we got? This is a good episode, dude. This is like almost as busy as episode 1. I think episode 1 still holds the record, but we got 29 people in the Zoom. What does Facebook look like? Let me see what Facebook looks like. 13 on Facebook. Facebook, we love you. Somebody on Facebook hit the like button like 48 times so we can get some more people on Facebook. All right, let's see what else we got in here. Hired 3 people last year at the end of the season. That will be a rotating schedule this way. That's from John. And John, bonus points for John. He was the first person in the Zoom tonight. Hired 3 last year. So that's pretty good. So yeah, you're probably, you're probably 1099 zone on 3. What's your opinion when you first starting out? Steven asked, what's your opinion when you first start out? As far as what? I guess 1099 is my opinion. I don't know. I don't really understand the question totally there. All right, we got. I'm still going. Hold on.
I think Wesley had a question.
Oh yeah. Oh, somebody have their hands. Does Wes have his hand? Go ahead, Wes.
Yeah.
Where is he? Or is it in the chat?
I'm trying to figure out what question I had.
Oh, David just put you on the spot.
Didn't hear
David had a
thinking.
question, but wanted Wesley to ask it.
I was gonna see how fast he could think on his feet. I know he has questions. He's just not asking them.
Oh, that's evil. That's evil. Evil. But I respect it. Yeah, I mean, this is like a hairy, like a hairy episode. But I'll say this: I fully encourage you to either unmute if you got the balls, but if not, put it in the chat. Ask your question, super specific to you, because a lot of people will get value out of it because a lot of people have that same exact issue, right? And they're not going to speak up or they're not going to ask their question. And
What's the best inventory setup to have if you had to pick, you have 15 to 20 units, what would you have? Would you have 5 regular
bounce house? I'd have 1 bounce. I'd have
Okay.
1. And it would be my most hated unit. And then I'd have, how many you said? 20? So I'd have, what would I have? Probably 10 water slides, 10 wet dry combos. No, it'd be
obstacle
it would
courses.
be higher water slides. 12 water slides, 8 wet dry combos. Or I guess 7 wet dry combos and 1 bounce and 1 stupid ass bounce house.
Where's the obstacle courses, Nick?
Oh yes, shit, you're right.
Come on, Nick.
No,
I
then
would
you have
have
to buy 5 more.
at
Now you have
20.
25.
Why so
Yeah.
many water slides? They're that,
Yeah. So like my best combo last year did like Nine. I don't think it hit $9 grand. I think it was right under $9 grand. Had a whole bunch that did $8 grand. And then some kind of duddy ones that did like 6 and 5. My best water slide did, God, I'm totally going off the top of my head. I think 12,000. My best water slide did 12,000. Had numerous that broke 10, and then a whole bunch of $8,000 and $9,000. But David's right. My obstacle course though did 15K. Right. So, and I got a big one, 2P 60-footer, right? So it's big. And then bounce houses made like $2 grand. Like the bounce houses make, one of them did like 1,200 or something stupid.
It's
I think it
seasonal
also
too.
really depends on where you are in the country, because I'm up in Washington State and I have mainly combos, and this year I barely got slides, and for the summer my combos are already booked out quite a bit, and the slides have only booked out for like schools and churches and slide and stuff.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
That's
I was about to say that. Where are y'all located?
We're in Florida.
Oh, do water slides.
Oh, slides.
Water
yeah.
slides, water.
Do a bunch of slides.
What'll happen is, and it's not really common for Florida, but like in Georgia, I'm in Georgia, so our season's kind of weird. Like right now it's kind of, but like our combos and bounce houses are more likely to go out for festivals during October and throughout the colder seasons, like dry. Kids want to bounce on them more. But then when it's really hot, some people, I'm gonna say like 30-40%, maybe 35% would want like their kids to have a wet combo, but the rest is like just full blown slides. Like we didn't have an obstacle course last summer, but if we had 10 extra slides, we'd have rented every one of them. So I would assume like a lot of the people I hear from Florida are just like slides. But it's good to have a good mix though. I mean, the obstacle course was a huge demand once we got it.
Okay, here we go. I got my stats up. So last year, 60-foot obstacle course made 16,500. My best water slide was 22-foot dual lane. It was just north of 14,000. 18-foot dual lane was 12,000. 18-foot single lane was 12,000. Rampage, I fucking love that slide. 21-foot Rampage, like a half pipe thing, 10,500. A wet dry obstacle course that was shorter, 49 feet, did 9,600. 18-foot water slide 95. 19-foot water slide 93. Here we go. Best combo was sports combo, did $9,300 exactly. Big Kahuna XL 17-foot slide 92.45. Next best combo 8,800. Then it's combo, and after this it's combo 83, 8,000. Little slides were 15-footers, 7,700 both. Right, so that's why I say go heavy in the water slides, because at the top of the list is obstacle course, water slide, water slide, water slide, water slide. Another obstacle course, water slide, water slide.
Did your obstacle courses, because you're in Louisiana, so we kind of have like the same-ish climate. Did your obstacle courses do more like festival type church stuff, or so then you're charged more?
It we have big yards here, right? So when I bought it from Spacewalk, my boy Corey Senior down at Spacewalk. He's like, this is a unit that's gonna go to like festival, schools, churches, whatever, not really a backyard unit. I'm like, oh no, on my side of the lake, this is a backyard unit, so it goes to the backyard all the time. But whenever a school or church, or we have a really big fancy gym around here called Stone Creek, they book from us all the time. We have some other corporate stuff that books all the time. That thing stays rented. That's like the one they want every single time.
I'll say this too. HEC has a pretty reasonable price, because we were like right there about to get in like November or October, and they have a good price on their obstacle course, and you can buy different pieces and add them on.
Yeah, Cindy hates us because we're always late. I got to work late, so she
Yeah.
always has to stay
Well,
30 minutes extra.
But we drive there, and she's like 2 hours from us, so
Yeah.
we're gonna go this
We're
coming
going
week.
Friday to get some more.
No,
Oh no,
Monday.
not Friday. I close Friday.
You have to take her a handle of Fireball, because she was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we got their 45-footer, and it was one of those that was just big enough, but not too big. It's very easy to roll, like one person roll. And you could, like I said, you could add, I'm sure y'all have looked at their categories or catalogs. You could add like a wet slide, wet dry slide, all these different pieces. So I've had great luck out of it, and it was reasonably priced. So
Yeah, we
Yeah,
like them. But at least
I would go. I don't have experience in any. I don't have any wet dry obstacle courses. It's just kind of my luck has been that the dry ones have all fell in my lap. But we have. I'm gonna see if I can share my screen and show you the ones I have now. Okay, you guys can see that now. Sharing screen. Yeah. Okay. So I got a lot of shit on the screen here. Sorry. The best one is this one. This 60-footer right here. It's made by Spacewalk. So it's basically a rock climb slide and an obstacle course, right? And they hook together in the middle. I'm so fucking excited about this. Last week, I was able to double up on this. They had another one. It was used. It's in great condition. So I now have 2 of my best renting units. I'm so excited. Then they also had this last week. That's in like immaculate shape. It's this goofy little 38-footer. This piece rolls so small, you could like carry it on your shoulder. It's kind of goofy. And then we got this other ninja jump one right here, this 40-foot ninja jump. Just added this February, like just barely added this. So now we have 3 on the page, but we have 4 because we have 2 of these. So I'm very interested to see what the obstacle courses do now that we have a selection. Last year, this is the only one that we had. So I'm interested to see how it goes. But none of these are wet, dry, right? This one doesn't have a slide. This 40-footer doesn't have a slide. But these 2 have a slide, and neither of them are wet. They're both have to be used dry. So
what if it's hot and they just start throwing water on it? You gonna be mad about it?
it doesn't work very good. I tested it on my own kid on this one on the rock climb piece, and it was a mess. I was like, damn it,
Yeah.
it's not gonna work. Because I was just like, dude, it made $15,000 and doesn't rent basically end of May, June, July, August. Like, right? 3.5 months, it doesn't rent. But it is what it is. That's what they had, right? So that's what I got. So I'm still on the shop for a wet dry, but it's like I got so much shit now that I don't think I'm gonna be buying any more inflatables this year.
What's your take on slip and slides?
I have one. It actually got rented today. I'll show you it. It's kind of lame, I think. But so I actually started the intent. So Michelle bought a slip and slide. It was the first one she ever bought. And it was about the same size too. It looked different, but this one, I haven't taken the background off this one, but yeah, that one right there.
I don't know why, like in our area, people they want slip and slides. Like I don't know if it's because there's the cheaper people like trying to cheap out, but they're easy and they're simple. But like last year, our demand for slip and slides was just like crazy. We can't afford a slide. We don't want a combo. We'll take a slip and slide. I guess it's just a bunch of rednecks around here. I don't know, but they love slip and slide.
Yeah, back when I used to have 3, just because it was during COVID times, and so you couldn't buy anything anywhere. Nobody had anything, so I would just text Corey at Spacewalk and be like, "Bro," and he only sold used stuff, but I was like, "What do you got?" He's like, "I got fucking slip and slides." So I used to have 3. They'd go out, bro. I love them. They're so tiny. They're so light. You can move them with like a furniture dolly. They're great.
Does he still have a bunch of used stuff?
Corey moved over to the repair shop.
Oh, okay.
So now the guy that runs the sales department, his name is Marcus. But if you get on Facebook, his Facebook profile, his name is Marcus Sales. I think it's because he's in the sales department. I don't think it's his real last name. Maybe it is. I don't actually know. And then his picture is like a spacewalk theme, like a cartoony one.
So if you're going with a slip and slide, I would recommend using a dual lane, because then a lot of the kids like to race and do that. That always went out a whole lot better for me than a single lane.
Yeah, I thought about because we have this. We just added this to the inventory this year too. This 27-foot dual lane with slip and slide, and the pictures aren't great, but I thought about putting the slip and slide up just by itself because it's a dual lane, and it's super long. But then I kind of decided against that because I'm like, nah, dude, I don't want to rent this out for whatever. What would I rent it for? $250 or something. I don't want $250 to hold up $695 for the whole thing. So I'm like, I opted against that.
How much
Yeah, I
does
wouldn't
that
do
weigh?
that either.
This piece is, I believe, 780, something like that. This piece is small and easy. It's 300.
Where's that slide from?
This is HEC.
You can do it. You can do it. They're not that bad.
I don't have a
Yeah.
dolly yet this year for.
It'll make you get one. Just get the slide and you'll get the
got-
dolly.
we just
Oh
got
yeah,
our-
for sure.
we
Yeah, this
just got
actually
our-
goes out for us. Our first rental with this is this Saturday. It's never happened
Dang.
yet. So the guys are like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I'm like, "Don't worry, dude. I'm gonna work this Saturday. I'm gonna be the one setting this up." It goes to a big, huge event.
Have you been down one before?
No, dude.
Try it. You got look. Climb to the top of it. Tell them you have to inspect it. It's a brand new unit. Please slide down it.
No,
It's
'cause I do-
intense.
Make a video.
It's intense, dude.
Because I got to do. So let me show you these. Because I gotta film one of these. What do I have, dude? Oh, I have an obstacle.
Me and Wesley, when me and Wesley got ours, we sat at the top of it for about 5 minutes, just contemplating. Like, damn, this is high. Like, it's straight down.
That's awesome. Oh, I didn't.
How much does one of those cost?
7,500, I think.
Let's see. This one's going. Yeah. So I'm working on adding this to all of my slides are getting this, right? So in the description, right? So product information. So it's usually this, right? The description, but I'm working on adding this to the beginning of all of them. I thought I added it to the obstacle course. I know it's on YouTube, but then like a tour, right? So mute it. So
Oh, you got an Omega inflatable?
hey guys,
I knew somebody was gonna say that.
get you this killer LSU unit. By the way, I did some intense detective work last night. I figured out the whole fucking story. I have it all. It's gonna stay under wraps unless you get me at IAPA and you buy me some bourbons. I'll tell you the whole story. But I figured it all out. But anyways, so then this goes on the YouTube, right? And it's like a little tour. And so I got to shoot one of these. So I'm going to be the one shooting the one for the 27-footer. And then that's going to be me riding down the 27-foot slide. Low key stoked.
It's awesome.
But
Do
I
you know
know
if you can link TikTok videos right there on the IO description or just YouTube?
you should be able to. So like when you go into, hold on, let me get over here. Yeah. So when you go into, giving you guys all the goods. There we go. Inventory, and you're gonna go like when you go to do your description, it'll be, sorry, my computer runs kind of slow when we're streaming. There's a button, and this is an inflatable office, but there's a button on the description here where when you want to add that, you have to like put some space here and then back this out. I don't remember how to do this. Kind of figure this out. But anyways, then there's this right here, insert video, and then your URL goes right there. So
That's good to know.
So I really
Oh,
think
cool.
if you just went to tiktok.com/,
Yeah, and got the URL from there.
I bet you posted it. The only thing I would think might be a problem is your video is going to be tall way, right? It's going to push your description way down the page. I don't know that that's that big of an issue.
It's just because I don't have a YouTube and I didn't really feel like making a YouTube account right now. And I figured, hey, I already have the videos on TikTok. Why not?
Dude,
link
I
them
would
like
try
that?
it. I would try it because we had, I don't have it anymore. I sold it, but I had it was a Bouncing Angels unit that was a combo kind of like this, but this back wall back here rolled up, and then you could put an obstacle course piece this way. And so it was like an obstacle course with a combo, but like, so it acted like an obstacle course this direction, but the kids could still get in the combo. It was kind of cool. And so I recorded one of these videos for that. And I have Google reviews that people are like, I only run it from the jump off because they had this YouTube video that showed me the whole unit. Like people fucking loved it. And so we have a whole bunch of them shot. So I have the guys shooting them as they're dropping off every weekend. And then I just need to get them from them so I can get them on YouTube and get them up. But it's like, I can show you the back end of them. Let me see if I can show you the back end of them on YouTube. It's very easy.
Yeah, I think Albert with Ultimate Jumpers has a obstacle course like that too.
I liked it. It was cool. I had bought it used. I got it for a fucking smoking deal. It was hammered when I bought it, and then I basically suffered through it for a season and then got out of it because it was just beat. But let's see if I can get there before it auto plays. You just don't want to hear me about 11 tips. Okay. No, these are the shorts. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so here's the one of the obstacle course, right? So basically, this is Trevor talking. I edit the video barely, but I just really add the music. You guys, Jobber, if you guys have another business besides the bounce house business, Jobber is awesome. Get my link from Jobber. Okay. Right. So then I just tell them, here, shoot this. Right. I'm not a fan of the crooked tarps, and then he didn't put that thing in stuff like that. Drives me nuts. Right. Hey, he wasn't done staking it yet, so don't crucify me on the tethers. Right. But then he just goes through it. And this helps, especially with these. Oh, let me unmute it. I'm in. But it helps book these because people, because the pictures, there's Travis just chilling. But it helps book these because people don't, like, you can't take pictures of an obstacle course. You know what I mean? Like, the pictures suck no matter what. You put this video, people are like, get super hype on it. And so if you, right, I know it, like, all the shit that we do takes fucking time, but like, if you have the time to start a YouTube channel just to upload these only, you know, you'll make more money. I'm super big fan of it. And it's just like, whatever, you know what I mean? Like I said, like, that tether's not down. Like, it ain't perfect, dude. Don't call me.
There you go, Nick. There's your next business idea. All you have to do is buy every inflatable, every known to man, and take a video of them, and you can sell them.
Are we gonna just put them up, dude, and just you guys can put them all on your thing? Yeah, then I got this little jump off logo. Like, it's pretty cool.
Or you go to partyrentalknowledge.com and like about a couple weeks, and you can upload your pictures and sell them to other people.
Get paid, baby.
Your own bounce houses.
No, Wesley. He's talking about bounce house pictures, Wesley. Not Wednesday night going to bed, you know, none of those.
I don't know.
I just had my feet done too, man.
Bounce house OnlyFans section.
Hey.
Carlos asks, is this recorded? Yes, it's recorded. It goes on YouTube and it also goes on my podcast. Just go. Available on all platforms. Please subscribe. Leave a rating.
Go Navy, beat Army then.
What's that?
Go Navy, beat Army.
Oh, there you go.
He wants everybody to hear it since it's going on your YouTube and your podcast.
Yeah, it's going on YouTube and the podcast. Like, so guys, March Madness or whatever, or maybe that's football. I'm not sure. Sports, go sports. Okay, good question here from Gina in Zoom chat. What's your opinion for a business name as, quote, bounce house party rentals? And then, sorry, it's friendly bounce house party rentals. I feel like that question, that's a good question. And I feel like it's its own entire episode, like what to name your company. But I'm not a huge fan of it because you want to have the bounce house or party rentals part of your name, like not part of your name. Like, you want to have your name be your name, and then that's like the subtitle, which, like, right, I'm super fucking annoying. I had to make mine bounce house and water slide because I can be different. It's annoying. But like, right, so underneath it says inflatables or bounce house rental or whatever, but you want to have the name be something something memorable and SEO friendly. Don't misspell the word. That's a nightmare. I've gone back and forth on this. I used to think it would be a good idea to be Covington Bounce House, which I still do think it is, right? And Covington is like where I live and a city that's in my area. It would be a good idea if you're content on staying in Covington, right? For me, a human being that wants to take over the world and the moon, that would be a bad move because I need something that would be a little bit more broad. But I would say friendly bounce house party rentals. No. Have some fun with it. I always like to say, like, if you're, and this is good advice for a dude, right? More a dude. But like, if your wife got pregnant and she was like, I don't care, name it whatever you want. Name it whatever you want. You can name it Odysseus. You can name it, whatever you want. Like, what would you name the kid that would be like the badass name? Okay, that gives you a good jumping off point, right? Like Zeus. There you go. Zeus is no, that's bad because you can't spell Zeus's very well. But you get the idea. Like, have fun with it, but then also make it make sense for a business name.
And when you get it, you'll know it's it. Like, I
Mhm.
went through names after name, and I had asking people, and then one day it hit me. Like, I named it, and I was like, "That's it." Like, I don't have to ask nobody. Like, that's it.
And like
So,
it flows, you know what I mean? Like it'll flow off your
yeah,
brain, it'll flow off your tongue, and if you're forcing it. Like,
yeah.
because I had one that I don't remember what it was, but like I like heavy metal, right? And so like one of my favorite bands of all time is Every Time I Die. And so I had the name I wanted to do was a playoff of Every Time I Die, but it was like Every Time I Fly or something like that. And I wanted it so bad. I was trying to force it so bad, and I couldn't talk anybody into it. I'm like, look, I know it sucked. I just was hoping it was good. That'd be so fucking cool.
That would have been a great name to explain to the schools. Like, hey, how'd you come up with your name? "Oh, well, my favorite song is Every Way to Die." Oh, okay.
Hey, the jump off is named after Wu-Tang, so that's a whole different.
We're fairly certain ours is too long, so we weren't even intending on getting that many inflatables, but they made the most. Ours is Northeast Florida Party Rentals, so it's pretty dang long. And then we're like, oh well, and now we have it, so that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, and like that leads me to another point, the trademarking thing. But yeah, to change it is a huge pain, right? So it's kind of like if you named your kid Zeus and then they turn 2 and you're like, fuck, I don't want to be Zeus anymore. It's like that ship has sailed, dude. Like they're Zeus now. I mean, your business is kind of the same way. That being said, like, and you got like Northeast Florida Party Rentals.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's trying to steal that. Like, you guys are probably good off of copyright. I would still suggest copywriting. It's like $100, but like no rush. But if you guys are serious about,
Surprised,
Yeah,
there
everything
is,
here is labeled like because
Like
Northeast
first
Florida hates South Florida, hates
Yeah,
West Florida, so they
it's-
divide into those three. So
but it's
I lived
also
in
like
California
first
for 5
coast.
years. I know about
and
the interstate hating.
yeah, exactly. So
We
Yeah.
actually might need to look into that like tomorrow as far as copywriting it, because I mean, realistically, like when I went into it, when we went into it, looking at the party names or business names, I looked at like Sunbiz, which is the Florida business name,
Oh, yeah.
name, whatever. I looked at that. I don't remember the name of it, but whatever the US one is, and then I looked at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, like all that, to see if anybody had it. And it wasn't anywhere. And I was very surprised because there's very similar names, but not any like very specific Northeast Florida party rentals, which was crazy to me.
they have North Florida, everything else, plumbing, electrical, that you can think of,
Everything.
but not party. So
Yeah. So if you just go
But we
to,
also don't have or inflatable or any of that in our name either. So I don't know. Whatever.
yeah, I mean, it's right. The name is such a tricky thing, right? Because I wanted to make sure that I named mine something that was like creative and fun and like meant something to me, right? I'm a guy covered in tattoos that mean nothing, and then I got to be all sentimental about my but it was like but I wanted to not be Glassett inflatables and not be Covington inflatables or Covington bounces, whatever. It just
That's literally why we didn't want it to be like this huge, like, which I don't know if we kicked ourselves in the butt because of it, but like I didn't want it to be like this huge, like plastered kitty kind of, which I don't know why, because
Now we want it to be-
it's bounce houses.
I support. Look at the logo. Look at mine.
Yeah, I mean, ours is literally like, it's like a sun because we're in Florida. And it just says the name, like it's so not like kitty or whatever.
I get shit about that all the time, that
see that.
I did it wrong. Yes. See, like I get shit about about it all the time that I did it wrong or just I don't get shit, right? That's the wrong way to say that. But people disagree with me all the time, right? Because most of the of the logos are, you know, a bounce house with kids jumping and a palm tree and a sunset and a whatever, and that's fine. Like I'm not dissing on anybody. That there's just no possible fucking way that could be mine. Like I just can't. Like and like to be clear about this, when I started my company, companies plural, I I'm way more into branding than I am into anything else. And so I'm like, I looked at all my favorite brands and there's no shoe in the Nike logo. There's no book in the Amazon logo. There's no, right? There's no computer in the Apple logo, right? And so when I said, and I made my own logo, you know what I mean? But, and when I set out to do it, I was thinking how hard I would have to work, right? It excited me how fucking hard I'd have to work to make sure that a red truck driving down the highway with this on it, and people would go, "Oh, the fucking bounce house guys." Like I have goosebumps right now talking about this. Like the hard work excites me. That's what I want. I don't want the opposite where they go, "Oh, I see a bunch of bounce house things happening on this. It must be an inflatable rental thing. Let me fucking call this guy." I want it to be backwards. Like I like to beat the game on legendary because I want to build a brand, which is hard as hell to do. That's what I want to do, right? Like I said earlier, I want to take over the world and the moon. Like that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? So it's not the right advice for me to give everybody because it's not the right advice for everybody. It's just for my DNA. It's the only way I could do it. I didn't actually have to pay because their logo sucked, but I hired a logo firm to make me logos. They made me 6. I hated all of them. And they literally ghosted me. So I was like, no, bro, thought we talked about this. Like, I don't want, you know, and then my wife is like, I thought you had it done. You made it. Everybody loves that one. I'm like, oh, you guys like this one? And then that's what we ran with, you know what I mean? And I've tweaked it over the last couple of years, but like
we literally did the exact same thing. Like we were going for branding, not the
Jumpy
oh,
kitty
it's
thing.
the whatever. And I made the logo. So
yeah.
I'll give you a really good piece of advice for being early on. And me and Nick were talking about this the other day. The biggest mistake I made, I think, to this date was advertising my personal phone number on my shit. And now I'm stuck with it. Like me and Nick were like, you're gonna have to train your area to not call it, but like everyone, if you're this early and you haven't put up advertisement stuff, just get a Google, whatever it is, or
Your phone number?
dude, my personal number is plastered everywhere. Like the website, our signs, everything.
Like your personal number with your friends?
Yes, my personal everyday phone. And I'm at work at the end of the day and I'll answer the phone. Hello. Oh, is this the bounce house company? And I'm like, yes, it is. But like
I've had my phone for years. I just switched my phone number. That was my personal number. I did that. I just switched it over. So now I have my own personal number and my business line I can share with all my employees. So now my employees can actually call from that line and everything and even answer it.
Yeah, that's why I'm a big fan of Google Voice. Like when I started, so my old corporate job, I had a company phone that like everybody had that number to or whatever. And then like it just carrying that company phone around with me because it was my personal phone too, was just like you couldn't get away from work. So I got a personal phone and had 2 iPhones, and it was the greatest thing I ever did, right? And it was like lucky happenstance. Then I then quit my job and become an entrepreneur, right? But from jump, I knew like I need to make sure that I have the separate. And so I'd done all the research and went with Google Voice. Google Voice is the shit because it's an app. Like like showing my phone on the screen kind of blows, but like it's an app right there at the bottom. So then you open it up, and then this is all texts from clients or whatever. And then what I can do though is I can forward the Google Voice phone number to any phone number I want. Doesn't matter. They don't have to download Google Voice, nothing. So I have different admins that work in the Christmas light business, and then I have now I have Cassie that works in that and the jump off. And so what I do is I point all the phone numbers to the Google Voice phone number that I want Cassie to get. And so the only thing that points to Cassie is the Google Voice, but the Event Hawk phone numbers and then the jobber phone number from my Christmas light business, they point at Google Voice and that goes to Cassie. And then like I go out of town, if I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be out of town, I'm gonna need one of my field employees that knows shit about inflatables to be able to answer the phone. If need be, I can point it at them by just typing it in. They get a text, confirm, done. And so I can just point things, right? And then I have a separate phone number for the online store through through Event Hawk, and then that one just points to my iPhone number, so that way when it rings, I get it and I can answer it. Jump off, this is Nick, and it's a store person, right? Versus a rental person that points to Cassie. It's the shit. Google Voice is the shit.
I'm about to forward every number that's not saved to my phone. Oh, Wesley's back. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it right now.
I was here the whole time. I was listening. Just waiting.
Yeah. But because now you're in a situation where like it won't be that big of a deal because like you guys aren't like scaled to infinity, you know what I mean? So you switch it to the Event Hawk phone number, that immediately will lessen those phone calls. And then those ones that text you, like you just got to make a decision. Do you want to iMessage them back to book them shit, or do you want to be like, hey, our new office line is fucking whatever, and then we'll take care of it? Like you got to make that decision. A good one here. I'm gonna kind of jump back to the logo thing. This was Al in the Zoom chat, but he said he loves BCN and they made his logo, and BCN does make some sharp ass logos. But they make a lot of bubbly logos with a dog coming out of and a sun in the back. Like
Freaking
yeah.
Elle from freaking the foam community, she's making some killer logos, dude. She did that light up golf logo I showed you.
Oh, that was good.
She also did group foam too. Actually, I could drop those both. I'll drop them both in the chat right now. Elle is awesome.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, Justin, let me know, because I just got my foam stuff in, and I'm trying to rebrand everything, and I gotta come up with a logo and a name, and dude, check this out. I got a pretty good steal. Look it up. Dude,
And you're making a foam party specific company.
Yeah, foam party and bubble parties and foam parties. I'm not gonna combine it with my inflatable company. I'm gonna do it alone, which the great Christopher Weed says to brand, bro. Got a brand.
Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna do the same. But
I'm doing measurements right now. I'm sending that to Johnny right now. Dude, I bought this guy out, dude. He gave me like everything, dude. Pop-up tent, all kinds of stuff.
If you're ordering from is it DRC print?
No, well, I mean, it's Thai because I'm a big Johnny fan, but DRC wants to charge me like my left nut and like my pinky toe and I mean, it just depends. Like I'm still figuring out a name and
they made our logo.
Yeah, I need a logo.
DRC, he even made our logo and everything, but I mean the quality. I mean, I don't know how price comparison.
No, they have good quality.
Our tent was nice, and he even like custom. He made our designed everything. He sent us like all these different templates, different makes of it, and let us choose it. But I don't know. I hadn't really compared prices with other places.
Yeah, because Aftab made my he made a sticker. He made that for me. Pretty simple. These are stickers, my best. He even made this one too. He made this one.
I like the first
I
one.
can't get rid of that.
I like the first one way better.
Oh no. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. That I had started with that, and I honestly like this more because you can pitch it Yeah, you can pitch it to bigger companies and schools, and you look more famous. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like it. It's cool. I still kind of use it, not really, but it's too much, dude. Too much. And I love him to death, but sometimes he puts too much shit on the logo, and it's. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, that's what you want to do, but I'm trying to go for branding, like you guys said. But no, I just cited a name already. I know I posted it in the chat, and you completely ignored it, Nick. So that's cool. Appreciate
I'm
it,
a
bro.
one-man show.
You know,
I'm a
we
one-man
can go
show. Cut me
friendly
some
fart
break.
rounds, so let's ignore Al's question, right? Nah, I went with Funhouse Bubble Company. I like it. It's something that's different. I feel like every foam party has foam in the name of it, and I just wanted to go something different because I'm also
that's good,
I'm also doing bubble parties too. So that's another.
Because I'm gonna because I just got my Foam Daddy
I saw that.
machine today, and so we're gonna launch on the regular jump off bounce house site to launch, and then if I can get to this year, I will be accomplished. I feel accomplished, but I want to make that separate.
So you're gonna put jump off on your Foam Daddy stuff.
I think I'm kind of obligated to at this point, right? Because of what I've done on YouTube, like it's kind of like I almost feel like it needs to be like jump off foam party. I haven't fully decided yet, but
Hey, is Foam Daddy the one that will do the free logo on the tube or whatever? I just saw something on Facebook about it.
They make a wrap for them, but I don't know if they'll do a free one.
I
They don't do it free.
FPS or something like that.
I
FPS
think
is
it's a
doing
wrap.
for like $100 more, and then they'll send it to you ready made.
Still cheaper than Foam Daddy.
Oh right. Oh hell yeah, it's cheaper than Foam Daddy. But they don't have the support Foam Daddy has. That's the difference. I almost went FPS, don't get me wrong. I almost did. But Foam Daddy's community, hands down,
Foam Daddy
will
for
help
the
you
win.
with a lot of stuff. What's up?
Foam Daddy for the win. Let me know if you need a machine.
Oh yeah, Foam Daddy. I support the community. Christopher Weed's the GOAT. Lawrence is a very supportive guy as well. But yeah,
I'm just starting to
Foam
dabble
Daddy, you
with
gotta go
foam.
Foam Daddy, man.
I'm
Great
excited
community.
I'm excited to attack the foam this year and see what we can do, because it's so for me. So there was no foam in our area at all whatsoever.
Hey, wait. I got it for you. You ready? Jumpinfoam.com.
Jump in foam. That's not bad. But it needs to be like, I don't know. I just feel like I just gotta stick with, like, I gotta be lame and just keep with the jump off. I feel lame.
Don't do it.
No, I feel lame. Trust me.
It's gonna be buried in your site.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna make its own separate whole wing. For. But like that's the part that, like, if I can pull that off, that's what I feel ambitious about. Like, I got a lot of shit going on, so if I can pull that off, I'll feel accomplished. As of right now, it's gonna be buried in my shit, and then we're gonna like.
Bro, look how much I bought this guy out in town for like 2.5K, and he gave me all kinds of shit.
Damn, that's good, bro.
Dude, I know. I didn't have to pay for anything. I just picked it up. I don't even know what this thing is. What the hell is that?
Hey man, it's ready to go. Hook it up and show us something.
I know. Right? No, I got a bunch of crap here. Like, my garage is a mess. I got yard cart stuff up there. I got
ready for that
here.
warehouse, bro. Come on.
Nah, I'm not that big yet. I'm not rich like that. You guys are rich. I'm not that rich.
Yeah, I'm gonna take next Wednesday. I'm gonna take the air mattress up to the warehouse, bro. We'll do booze and biz from the warehouse. I'll give you all a tour, and then I'll crash out on the air mattress.
Nick,
No, Wesley, we're not doing that.
I want to put that foam machine on your rental site and that standalone site. Like, that's the best way to do it. Like, come at it from a different brand, but also get on your site as a rental item. Like, that's what I have it on mine, as a rental site item. I do staff parties, and then I'm doing it to the local area too. Like, marking it that way. It's the best way to do it. I got a guy in my area that's super cheap though. I want him to raise the prices in foam.
You do, right? You
I mean,
do.
there's only one guy.
Like,
over
does
here that
your
does-
your two sites talk to each other? Like they're linked to where if somebody books a foam party on.
I have two machines and it only lets me do, like, if I do a rental, you can't book you can only book one. If I have two rentals out, you can't book a staff party. If I have a staff party out, it knows how many staff parties you can do in a day.
Between
then-
the two sites, though.
Huh?
Between the
No.
two.
CN, it's two separate sites, everything, two separate front ends, one back end.
Oh, okay. Check. Yeah, because Inflatable Office can do that shit too. But it's just something I gotta build.
Yeah, Inflatable Office can do that too. They can make you a satellite site so you can offer like a different website and then tie the back end. This
Yeah.
way, if you have so like for example, too, even on Groovy Foams, it's all like tie-dye themed. I even have like tie-dye bounce houses from Leisure. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm already paying for all the insurance. It's all the same shit. So I threw like only my tie-dye bounce houses. I'm only under a package on a site. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, that's cool. That's smart. That's cool. Yeah, Groovy Foam. That shit's, dude. Your foam shit's cool. With the peace sign. And
You would
everything.
have
it's like hot.
Dude, look how low his eyes are. He's gonna show a baked.
I do that shit before I even started it.
Yeah, some sunglasses, you're all right.
That's what I'm saying. Sunglasses and a straw hat.
There you
Straw
go.
hat.
The straw hat, bro. The IAP is special.
I love, dude. I have some being made for the Groovy Foam. I like 100%. I'm having them made for Groovy Foam. I have like a
Straw hat.
bunch.
Can you drop that link for the straw hats? I've been searching for straw hats forever for my guys, and I cannot find nobody.
I can get them, but they're not cheap.
Oh, I don't care. I will pay for straw hats.
He's not rich like us to get warehouse, but he'll ball out on some straw hats for the
Oh, hell yeah.
guys.
Dude, I'm all about
Let's go.
I'm all about showing up for some merch, bro.
Yo, real talk. It
I'm
was
full
fucking
back
hat
here,
day.
buddy. I can barely even move.
No, it was hat day today at my little girl's school, and elementary schools here are split into two. So I just assumed it was my 9-year-old's hat day too. I was like, bro, what do you want to wear? Like, you want to wear a fucking jump off hat? Like, cause I got like fucking cool. He's like, no, Dad, I'm wearing my fucking sombrero. Real talk, dude. Big ass straw hat at the bus stop, and then no kids showed up in hats. I'm like, what happened? Is it not hat day? They're like, it's not hat day. We don't know what you're doing, Mr. Nick. But yeah, Boston had the straw hat on today. I wish I would have taken a picture.
The straw hat's the move, man.
Yeah, I bought it in Mexico, bro.
We bought everybody like the ugliest blue Crocs we could find.
Bro, did you see? I think it was Chad Burkholder, but I might be wrong on that. But anyway, somebody posted this crazy website where you can go make custom shoes, and like they have fake everything. They have fake Crocs, fake Yeezys, fake Dunks, fake Jordans, fake everything, and you can put your fucking logo all over it and fully customize the shoes. Dude, I made them on my phone. Like I'm sitting in traffic, and I made jump off Crocs on my phone and sent it to the group chat of all the guys. They're like, "Oh fuck, those are fire! When do we get those?" Like, dude, if it was $60, I'd buy them for y'all.
Some Carhartt rain jackets.
Yes, bro. The rain. I've got to get the guys rain jackets this year. It rains every day. Every day it rains in the summer. All right, I'm scrolling the questions. We got a lot of chat going on between people, which is badass. I fully support. I got a lot of questions. So what do you guys want to talk about? Like, everybody good on the employee thing? How do you pay your employees? How the hell do I pay my employees?
Cash under the table.
It's the best way to do it. In the safe haven. Like, what do you gonna do?
Them goats.
I was gonna sell a meth.
Yeah, or give them drugs.
Yeah, I used to pay a guy like that to clean my bounces.
Some drugs, bro. Come on.
Yeah, seriously,
Damn.
it was so cheap for anything.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Facebook came alive back from the dead. So Melissa Yarmus said that she hopped on late. Not sure if it was discussed. This is a good question. What do you think is a fair rate to pay employees? I'm known to be overly generous, so looking for some insight. So the first part of the answer on that, Melissa, is it depends on where you live. Like if you're in Portland, whatever I say, you can just throw out the window because I'm in Louisiana, right? That being said, I do try to let me back up. I pay $12 an hour for a helper, right? That rides shotgun, grabs the stakes, helps roll the bounce house, does the hard shit, whatever, right? And then I pay $18 an hour for the driver who has the clipboard, so to speak, talks to the clients, is in charge of being on time, has to change the flat tire on the trailer, make sure they don't run out of gas, gets right the real shit. So I pay $12 an hour and $18 an hour. For reference, minimum wage here is still $7.25 an hour. Okay. So what I pay my guys is a pretty damn good wage for where I am. So wherever you are, just kind of do the same math, right? And just make sure that you pay well enough. Now, you said you're overly generous. So that's a gift and a curse. The reason I say that is it's a gift because your people are going to be overpaid and won't leave you, which is a good thing. But you've got to make sure that you take that money. How do I say this? That money that you pay them or overpay them is leverage, right? The more you pay them, the harder on them you can be. And I don't mean that in like a Steve Jobs be a dickhead way. I just mean you can set high expectations when you pay high, which for my guys I do. Now I communicate that in whatever way you think I communicate that, based on how you know me publicly, is probably accurate, right? I'm very, motivating, very positive with it. Like I don't like to fucking get mad at people and like angry, but I do make sure that they do a good job, and I know that I have the air cover to do that because I pay them well. Where it can be a curse is if you're too nice, right? Somebody that overpays somebody because you're overly generous, you're probably too nice. Not going to give them proper feedback, and you're not going to hold them accountable for anything. And so you're going to pay them $30 an hour and they're going to do a shitty job. So be careful you don't get yourself into that situation. If you do fall into that category, go get the book 12 and a half by Gary Vaynerchuk. Behind candor is his little thing, is his half of the 12 is his half. But what he says can really help you out. But just overpay your people and treat them well, but have high expectations of them. Your life is very, 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 very.
You need an SOP, dude. You need the SOPs if you're gonna hold them to expectations too. Because if it's not written, there's no actual standard. You might think you have a standard, but it actually has to be a written standard. That's my biggest thing for this year. Getting all these written standards out and actual procedures.
If you can make a handbook, dude, you're setting yourself up for success, because it's something that you can give them to go read, which they won't read, right? And then you can hold them to the standard because it's written in the policy, right? It's a major point. It was something I want to get done this year too, that has just been on like the ultra mega super duper back burner. But yeah, couldn't agree.
So do you think paying someone $20 per pickup and $20 per drop off is too much?
That's high. It's high, but it's not. I don't think it's too much. Kind of. It just depends. I mean, but like everybody's business is different. You know what I mean? So like I wouldn't pay that much, but that's because like I'm here. Like I don't have a fucking.
But we're not paying them drive time like y'all. Y'all having to pay them like drive time, which I'm sure you try to manage your time with it per trailer, per make them in a tight area so they're not doing as much drive time. But I feel like we would come out about the same either way if we paid by the hour, because this is what I tell them. I'm like, y'all can get it done. Which obviously there's some times, but a lot of the times we call around early, like, hey, can we start with you at 7, even though you're at 10, and we'll get done by 10 o'clock. I'm like, look, y'all can take till noon as long as it's not late, or you can just go get it done. And then a lot of times it gets
What do
done.
you pay for shop time then, and how do you pay for loading? You're not paying for any of that time?
Me and Wee Wesley here, we load all the trailers.
Oh, you're too nice. Yep, you're too nice. You're
But
too
we're
nice.
gonna, I mean, we'll change that eventually, but honestly, like we're on a level with our guys. Like our number one guy, we actually pay him 25 per, but he's like our third, like he might as well be like a third in the company.
Place with, right?
Huh?
The dude.
Yeah. So he could literally like run our shit without us being there, and he's very reliable. And it's like,
Which is
I don't know, like he'll drive his own truck. He'll let us borrow his truck, a trailer, like whatever. He's always there for us. But like if we're at the house loading, I'll be like, hey, come over, have a couple beers. We're loading the trailer. We don't even pay them. If they're cleaning, I think we pay them what, like 15 per unit, Wesley. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
yeah. So I have so Isaiah, who works for me, and actually invested in the jump off. So he's got some ownership stake in the jump off as of this year. And is my most knowledgeable employee, like about inflatables, right? Like he knows, he's closest to the knowledge level of me, put it that way. He also works for another local company in town that runs their business differently than I do. They run Friday to Sunday rentals. So Isaiah will work for TDK and go drop slides for Dave on Friday, come run a route for me on Saturday. Sometimes he can double up and come run an early morning route on Sunday with us, and then go work for Dave again Sunday afternoonish evening, right? But Dave pays $15 per drop and pick per guy, right? So if two guys go, they each get $15. If one guy goes, he still gets $15. Isaiah makes more money with me sometimes, and makes more money with Dave sometimes. So, and Isaiah is very smart and good with numbers. And he says it comes out. No, he's like, bro, I make the same, like more with you this weekend than him, more with him next weekend than you. He said, but it all comes out in the wash. It doesn't matter. And they load everything, right? They load everything themselves, pick it up and unload themselves and everything. But at $15 a slide, he's pretty damn similar to what we pay.
we'll start making them load as soon as we get our Nick straps, because our guys are like, they're all black, like they're all black on the one side. We don't know which one's which, and I'm like, look, there's a there's a fold on the front of them. Just they always FaceTiming me, show, is this it? Is this it? I'm like, look, just let me load it.
Yeah, that's where yeah, the straps with the labels on it change, because that's where that's why I fucking created those things, dude, because there was like, it got to the point where I'd go up to help the guys load at the little warehouse last year. We go up to help the guys load on Saturday. Go right, whatever. And like I'm just standing around, like, bro, you can just go home. Like, we're good. We don't need you.
Hey Nick, do you
Right,
make
it's
those in like
insane.
teeth straps? Because I don't like D-rings.
I fucking hate D-rings. I sell them.
I hate D-rings with a passion.
Oh,
I don't know why.
I share that passion.
I hate D-rings.
I love D-rings.
D-rings suck.
Don't know how to tie it now.
Yeah, I sell them because people like Kevin exist. But
But
no,
do you sell the T-strap ones?
Because you guys don't know how to tie them.
no, I got a viral
dude,
video
no.
on
They're
TikTok that
easy,
says
it's just they
otherwise,
suck.
sir.
Man, they don't come on loose. They're super easy to tie. They don't rust up.
Just lashing strap.
You
bro.
can get them way tighter
And
with the T-strap.
like I'll show you. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
When are the sandbags coming in?
They're in production. They should be like in production right now. Samples are due any fucking day. The prototype I have is legit, and then that's what the production is based off. It's gonna be fucking legit. I wish I was at the warehouse so I could show you guys. I'm off track. I'm trying to get to this freaking URL.
People get jump off tattoos.
There's one other person with the Just Go tattoo. Boom. Okay, let me share my screen. I'll show you this shit. And I have I wish I could show you. I just have pictures and shit of what Justin's talking about, the steak bag. Yeah, so we have these, and this is an old ass picture. They look way better than this. This is old. But it's right on the front page, so it's easy, right? So that's what I'm talking about. I put the vinyl on there so you could label them, dude, so you don't have to freaking get lost in the warehouse. But then this right there, this lashing strap, the double D ring. Like that's a newer one. This is the shit. I don't know why anybody doesn't use this. So,
That's way better.
so
If you like D rings, you suck. If you like a single D ring, you're just fucking weird.
yes.
Hell yeah.
Well, it's
Should
double
have-
D. Let's be
Should
honest.
have
It's
2
double
straps
D.
each bounce
Yeah,
all
I mean,
times.
we got a unit in that had one D ring, and I'm like, bro, who does like?
No.
I
Let me
just switched
clarify.
my
D rings suck. Double D rings are
D
good.
rings suck.
got that right there.
Should make shirts like that. D rings suck.
Yeah, team D ring or team lashing strap, team cam buckle. Yeah, this was made by me, so don't mind the fucking crooked stitches.
Beautiful.
They
Look at
generally-
them 2 double Ds.
the double D. Yeah, but yeah, so the vinyl dude just makes your life easy because they just get the shit right. Like it's just fucking so easy. It's so awesome. Let me I'll unshare my screen and see if I can find pics of they're in my phone. All right, let me see if I can I can find it and set it up so I can show you guys the future, bro, the future. I think these bags better do good because I bought a whole bunch of them. They're almost in production.
Wake up, Justin.
I'm about to leave. I was about to say, I'm about to be out of here, buddy. I gotta bounce.
You
Good
gotta
night,
go
Justin.
Well, I might be back on. I gotta go back to my home.
to my home. You go home.
My home, my house, my domicile.
Oh, here I found the video. Let me see if I can get it to myself.
QR code, subscribe to Nick Glassett.
Yes, Nick Glassett on the YouTubes. Now they need to subscribe to this podcast. Like, how deep are we right now? Oh, we're only an hour and a half in. Okay, it's sending to me. I'll show you guys this shit. It's gonna revolutionize your life. The Velcro sign. Oh yeah, the Velcro signs. So my good friend Beth and Alex are let's see. Nobody's talking, so I'm gonna tell the older story. So Beth and I we worked together at Journeys back in the day. And we became very close, right? Because like we were both like entrepreneurs trapped in a corporate setting and both wanted to get out. And then I left, and then me quitting kind of like inspired her to quit. So we both left. I was going to start a consulting agency and she was going to start a toy company. I fell out of love with the consulting agency thing, and then right, the rest is history, right? Jump off, whatever. She did start her toy company, so she's a toy retailer, like a fancy toys, like Pops, but even those are like
What kind of toys?
like the designer toys, like fancy toys.
The ones that vibrate?
Vaulted, no, toys like collector's items, like Pops. Vaulted.com, VLTD, VLTD.com. So anyway, they start Vaulted. Her shit, because Alex and her do they're exquisite. Their shit is incredible. You think it's like a huge ass corporation because it's so well made. Right. And I'm scaling the jump off and starting a YouTube channel, whatever. We're in contact with each other, cheering each other on, whatever. The toy industry post COVID got all fucked up, right? I don't know all the details. We'll just leave it at that. So then she reached out to me, just kind of like, hey, old friend, check out what we're up to. And they got a printing machine. And so she was like, I want to make some, and they're at the warehouse. Damn it. I wish I could show you the stickers. I want to make some we got the sticker printing machine, whatever. And I was like, oh shit, listen. Like, right. And me and Beth go way back. Like we were like each other's rocks back in the day when we were miserable at our jobs. I was like, listen, if you can print on vinyl, I can get you a gajillion dollars worth of business, right? Because I put custom printed vinyl signs on all of my inflatables, and I get questions all week long, every week, of who printed them, how to make them, da 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 da. I said, so what I'll do is I'll make up a template, right? That like this is the go-to template. This is what it is. And then I'll like put your name out, whatever. People will reach out to you, and then they'll just send you their logo, their color, their phone number, their URL, and you can just plug their shit in, and then you got to send the diameter. Sorry, not the diameter. The dimensions of the Velcro that's on the bounce house or on the water slide, right? Because like all of them have them sewn on in different, right? So you got to send that, and then basically what Alex and Beth are going to do, they're going to get your information, plug it into my template, print your shit, and ship it to you. And so you'll be able to get the signs on the sides of the bounce house that look just like mine, without literally any work. You just email whatever fucking email address we decide, and boom, you'll be done. You'll get them. So let me show you what I'm talking about, by the way. This one doesn't have one on there, but I'm super excited for this. Right, and Beth was like, "Yeah, we'll give you a code. We'll pay you for every single one that comes in." I'm like, "Dude, I don't want no money. Like, I don't want no." This one has it right there. You see that right there? It has it, but it's not in that picture. Let me see if it's on there. No, that's too old. I'll find one. Yeah, so you guys will be able to get these banners. These are all like stock photos. This one has one on there too, if I've got one of my pictures in here. Nope. Either way, you guys will be able to get these banners. They're badass. I didn't buy some. I don't know. It's probably for Easter. You probably shouldn't be looking at it. You're probably cheating right now. Don't be a cheater. You're probably cheating.
Why?
There's one. Found one. It's kind of a bad angle, but that right there. So jump off logo, and then it says book online right there, and has a URL. Hold on, baby. One second. And then right there's our phone number. So I'm gonna kind of revamp this, right? And so then basically you'll be able to send Beth like your logo, and she'll stick that in there, your phone number, and she'll type it in there, and URL, type it in there.
Yo,
And then all you gotta do is say, I need it 30 by 21, and she'll print, right? And I need 131 by 21, I need 118 by whatever, I need what, and she'll just print them and send them to you. And then I told her, right, and they're like, they have some sticker clients they've got already, and their stickers are fucking exquisite, just like Vaulted is. But she's like, yeah, we'll give you an affiliate code. I'm like, girl, I don't want no fucking affiliate code. Like whatever discount or whatever money you were gonna pay me, whatever percent of each sale you're gonna pay me, just pass on to the bounce house people. I want $0, right? That way you guys get a good deal. And then I want Alex and Beth to get the business so they can get their printing shit off the ground. But you'll be able to get that. Boom.
I got a question about that bounce house you just pulled up.
Oh yeah, what up?
I ain't trying to call you out or nothing, but I just got I got someone that drew it to my attention. Does that not worry you as far as insurance?
What?
Would that not having like a net over the slide?
Oh, right here.
Bro, I want you to go to my website, if you will, and look at one. A dude sent me a picture of it, and he was like, I don't think this would be covered on insurance. And I'm like, damn, like I've never noticed that. But it's like everybody rents it. It's like the hottest one. I thought it was like the worst one. I was like, I want to sell it. Like, I didn't like it.
Dude, this happens though, right?
Yeah, and it's like the hottest one. Like it's rented out like
It's a
a
bounce
lot.
house.
Yeah. Our pictures are shit too. It's that one right there, the Crayola. But like, there's no netting or anything. I don't think I have another picture besides the cover one. But I had someone say, "Oh, I do have more pictures. They're kind of shit though." But like, what if a kid just falls off the top of it there? I mean, there's no net or anything.
On the side, like
if they're sitting on top of the slide and they just tumble over the side, like we had it set up in a gym, and I was like, holy shit, like that's actually like a decent fall, like head first.
Don't all the kids do that anyways? I would do it.
Yeah, I know, but like if it become an insurance matter, like would they like defend you in that?
Yeah, I mean, if so, basically the way this goes down, and this story is somebody else's, not mine. And I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
as many details out of as I can. But basically, there was a an incident with an obstacle course. So imagine this is the end of an obstacle course, and somehow, and there was netting right here, right,
Yeah.
right, and somehow this guy like jumps perfectly to where he can like come through the netting and like flies, right, woo, and then ends up head first, basically right here, and is paralyzed.
Damn.
And so what happened? So then his family ends up suing rental company, people who threw the party, and manufacturer of the unit.
Damn.
And so then the rest of the story, I only know from the point of view of the rental company, right? Because that was the person who told me the story. It's literally still not done. Still not done. Not allowed to rent out said obstacle course. Still rolled up in the same spot because it can't be rented out. But in that situation, I don't think you personally or Air It Up personally could be sued for that. But I'm totally speaking out of
Yeah.
yeah, like
What it's
of other.
crazy too is the slide is actually pretty steep. I always put a pad at the bottom of it because it's actually a steep slide for what it is. Like it's just there's no landing to it, and I mean, it's pretty steep. But like everybody rents it. And I don't know if it's because it's $15 cheaper than any of our combos, but like it is a lot. It's a good bit smaller than our other combos. So I guess
It's
that's why
buried on the
people.
page too. It's not right. It's not like it's a
No, like, dude, I don't like our. I know I don't like our mount. I haven't figured out how to move them and stuff, but like it's like
I can
it
show
literally
you.
is. Yeah, I know. It's our smallest one. Like I think people look at it when we get there too, like, oh, it's a little bit small, but hey, you rented it, like you wanted to cheap out on some dollars, but people love it. I mean, every time they rent it, they're like, oh, that was great.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? Like I just, dude, I know you guys can't see the Zoom bar, but the Zoom bar is right here. It's like right in front of all my shit.
I don't know. I
So
just
I just reorganized all of mine, and I
mhm,
went by price.
yeah,
I was gonna do it differently, and then when I started doing it, I'm like, no, price makes the most sense. I'm like, I don't want the most fucking expensive thing at the top, right?
right.
And on a phone, this is just one of each, right? And most people are renting from a phone. It's like 65 to 70% of people are renting from a phone.
235 for LSU. I would think that'd be higher.
It's a single lane, bro. It's easy to move. It is more difficult than this. But I don't know. I just have it priced the same. I just have them all the same. Boom, boom. Except this is
But
dual.
you're big time, Nick. You can go up higher.
I'm
For
not
real,
famous. I'm not famous.
Bro,
Seriously,
we're
seriously, like if I'm higher than you and you shit on me, like, dude, you can be way higher than this.
I got 240 on that little 14 or that's 13 by 13 with the slide on it.
250 minimum for all those.
Yeah, but
Minimum.
my market is, and I'm not gonna pull up any of my competitors and put them on blast, but they do generally speaking around the same amount. Excuse me, around the same amount or whatever, 10-15 bucks lower, and they do every single person in my area does Friday to Sunday rentals.
Mm.
Yeah, that sucks.
It sucks.
But you're the guy. You're the guy, though.
See, like that's the exact same one right there.
This
I think it
is
is. Yeah.
this is a tent and table unit we just got, and this thing's a beast, bro. This thing rents fucking this thing, and then there's a sports one too. Where's the sports one? Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's like the exact same thing that I just showed you.
yeah. This sports
Yeah.
one, dude. It just fucking goes. It's tent and table, and it just right, and they're buried in the
Nick,
inventory.
how many Google reviews do you have?
160 something.
Oh, goddamn. You are the bar, Nick. You should be up way higher. Like the great Christopher Weed says, you are the brand.
Let me see, bro. Let me see. Because I don't even have the most either. I thought I did, but there's I think Tank has the most. Let's see.
Dude,
Best.
I got guys doing bounces for $60, bro. Like you can do it.
Oh, look at USA Jumps, bro. This company's much older than mine. Much older than mine. But 206. And he doesn't even do a lot of bounce houses anymore, dude.
Doesn't that feel good, right? When you pass up the guys that been around for 20 years.
Yeah, this is the oldest company around here, and it's got a long.
Yeah, but don't always let reviews. I mean, I like reviews, but we have
Oh, I
one
did
near
pass
us with
Tank.
more reviews.
Yeah, I did pass Tank. But look at this, bro. 1,700.
Damn.
He's on the South Shore. About to bounce on the South Shore.
That's crazy.
And
How long has he been around?
crushes
How long
it.
has he been around?
Oh, fucking 20 years.
That's
I have
the
guys that have been
most-
around 20 years. They only got like 25 reviews.
Oh, he crushes it, bro. He knows his shit. He operates well. He's like
Click his page.
purebred entrepreneur that's been in the shit for 20 years. Like he knows what he's doing. 1,700, but he's not in my area. He's way over here. So like,
Hey, let me jump in, Nick.
he's way over there. Ah,
Nick.
shit. Where'd he go? Oh, what up, Mark?
So I got something to say about the reviews.
Oh yeah, what's up?
You got everything on the sidebar, so I don't know who's been commenting. I've been in business 21 years. I got 65 reviews, and I'm gonna tell you why. One, I don't pay to have reviews done, and some of the people you pay to have reviews give you fake reviews, and you can look them up, and you can look through the profiles, and you can see the people are in different countries, in different states. People will give you a review and they feel like they have to if you pay somebody to send them a text. 95% of people is not going to leave a review. How many restaurants do any one of you guys go to that you had a great meal that you leave a review for?
No, only the bad ones.
Ever
I
since
do.
ever
I do.
since
I
I
leave
started a
reviews.
business, I do now.
Okay.
I do. Yep, I do. It helps,
The
especially
review
the food
thing-
trucks that are coming up.
The
Help.
review thing is not what draws people to your business. They can sell you all that. These companies that tell you they'll get you reviews, they'll get you 5-star reviews, 5-star reviews, 5-star reviews. That doesn't sell your business. That doesn't bring people to your rental company.
With
And I'm
all due
sorry,
respect,
and
Mr.
there
Mark,
might be some people that disagree with me because I
I
know there's a lot
disagree.
of people that pay to have those reviews come to their sites. I get plenty of work.
I'll say
I got
this.
60 reviews, 65 5-star reviews in 20 years because I've not asked one single person, hey, go to my thing and give me a review. I don't
But
do
imagine
that.
if you did.
Now, ERS, but you know what? Reviews is not the only thing. That's the thing. Everybody's fixated on the reviews. That's not the thing. Because every single person that goes to the Google, let's just say Google Bounce Houses, Arkansas, whatever city, and you got 10 people that show up, they're going to get 5 different people. They're going to call 3, 4, 5 different people to get prices. They're going to look at 3, 4, 5 different. They don't care if it's a 4.9, a 3.7, or a 5.0. Okay, so the Google review, the review thing is not the biggest aspect that we should all be looking into, and I'm kind of adamant about it because it pisses me off that multiple companies will take your money to send out texts to get reviews. I heard of one person in 1 year got 500 reviews, 5-star reviews in 1 year, and paid to have that service done. They're not making no more money than they were.
See, now that I don't agree with.
I want
Okay,
to touch.
so
With,
I-
I just wanted to say something real quick. With the reviews, myself, I care a lot about reviews when I look at who I want to work with and stuff. So I want to be able to cater to everyone, knowing that I myself care about it. I'm also catering to that person. Oh, should I have my stuff in
All right,
two spots?
check
I
this
wanna-
out. So when we shop on Amazon and we find an item that we like, say we're looking for ladders, right? What's the first thing we look for? Reviews. How is it? How is it? Is it durable? Is it this? Is it that? Is it this? Is it that? You have an issue and you want to send it back. What does the company usually do? They usually email you, say, hey, take it up with us. Just don't write a bad review. Now, reviews do matter because I haven't been around very long. I have 111 reviews. 3 years in the game. I have over 80 competitors around me. I've had people literally tell me, hey, I decided to go with you because you have good reviews. And I've won so many people over different guys who have more stuff than me. I'm small ball, but reviews do matter. Yes, that is true. People can buy reviews. There's people who can buy bots and they do reviews, but Google a lot of time they flag those guys and stuff like that. But reviews help because you got to think like a customer. Customer, yeah, they're gonna call around, but to be honest, they're gonna go. Of course, SEO is gonna be a big part. They're gonna, go look at maybe the top 2 pages. Whoever has the most reviews, they're gonna call the guy with the most reviews. That's just the way it is. That's the way the customers think. You got to think like a customer. Times are different now. Mr. Mark, you're the top dog. Imagine if you did ask for reviews. That would be crazy.
I want to touch on this though, because when I'm looking at something, obviously, most times you're looking like, okay, they're 5-star. But if it's 3 or below, that's when I would read into it. But I'm going to say this, just because, okay, we got a lot of positive feedback on 5-star reviews, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it helped us because people did comment on it. But then again, I'm going to say this, there's companies local to me that have 180, 100, whatever, 5-star reviews. And I get 3 to 5 calls a week about, hey, they didn't show up. We need something right now. And what they do is they do like a giveaway. If you leave a 5-star review and do this and this, you get entered in the giveaway. You get something for free. So like, I get what Mark's saying. Like, it's not all about the reviews. And some people farm their reviews as much as they can, so they think, oh, I'll just instantly get the customer. Like, I don't rely on my reviews, but I do like to say, hey, you can go look at my reviews. They're legit people. I try to get everybody to put a picture too, like, so it's not a bot, but like they can go through and look and see some feedback with pictures and stuff. But I will look at reviews. If it's under 3 or below, I'll look at some negatives like, okay, yeah, maybe not, but it's important. But then again, like, it could kind of be a false narrative to a company as well. Because some
I've had a
people,
bunch of
So
customers
I got
that
two
specifically like the
points on that
reviews.
one. So the first one is the when you talk about reviews, I do the same. Like, when I don't advertise it to our customers, but we do give a discount on their next rental. We give them a coupon code on their next rental if they leave us a review, but we don't tell them that ahead of time. It's something that once they leave us the review, we send them. The second one was you talk about reviews. So today I was asked about, and it's a little sidebar, but I was asked about my sister-in-law. She's younger. She wanted to go to a concert. She asked me if Vivid Seats was a real company. And I was like, I heard they sell tickets, but I've never purchased from them. I don't know. So I said, let me look it up. I looked it up and I saw they had like a 2.7 review status or whatever. And they had shitty customer service, terrible like reviews based on bad customer service and whatnot. And so I sent it to her. She chose not to go that way, and she went with a higher price at Ticketmaster for the same concert, all based on reading thousands and thousands of reviews. So I think reviews are absolutely important.
you muted Nick.
Okay. My take on the whole thing is that like everything in life, the right answer is somewhere in the middle. So I think the point that Mark is saying is, if you go hyper aggressive on trying to get 300 reviews this year, and those are clearly going to be fake reviews, that's probably not a good business decision. Ignoring it, also probably not a good business decision. I mean, I've been hovering, like, we're at I think it was 160 something, and this year's just getting started, but we ended last year like 140 something. So it's not like I'm adding reviews like crazy. I don't monitor it closely. I don't obsess over it. I just kind of let the event hawk text go out. Actually, let me back up. This is actually how I handle it. I tell the guys that the event hawk text goes out to anybody in the event hawk ecosystem that rents from us. are going to get a text asking for a review, right? And it just asks for a review, not like a 5-star review. Yes, the message is probably written by Tariq to be a little bit salesy to get you a 5-star review, right? But it just asks for a review. And so I tell the guys that text is going out and it links directly to the Google reviews. So those people, it's very easy for that person to leave a review. All they do is click the link, take them right in there, and they can tap whatever stars they think and type whatever their heart desires. So it's on us as the operators to make sure that we're in the field doing everything possible to where when that person clicks that link, they want to give us 5 stars, right? So I manage it internally far, 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 far more than I manage it externally. And that's just because I do side with Mark a little bit on this, where it's like the difference between 161 and 207 is like whatever, you know what I mean? Like you've got that many 5-star reviews, it's good to go. Okay, now all that being said, what Ariel put in the Zoom chat was, he said, it's to my understanding that higher reviews give you better SEO. And so I think that very well could be, but the insight that I do have on that is I've hired Event Hawk to do my SEO, right? And so they're building out my SEO. And then one of the things that comes with that package is they also do your Google business profile. They do Google posts for you. They literally reply to the Google reviews that you get. And then in the conversation I've had with Event Hawk, I believe it was with Tom Maloney, he was telling me that if you are working on SEO in a certain area and then get a 5-star review in said area, Google then looks at it and goes, oh shit, it says that the Jump Off does Mandeville bounce house rental, and that's the area near me that I rank the worst for. And he just got a 5-star review in Mandeville. It then Google, right? It's talking to itself. So it knows, let's push him up the rankings in Mandeville because he's got good rankings there, or he does business there and has a good review there, right? And that's almost literally, obviously I'm paraphrasing, that's almost literally how it was explained to me, to where if I get a 5-star review, and so this is actually how I look at it now. If I get a 5-star review in Madisonville, like where I live, where I am right now, I rank number 1. Like a 5-star review comes through in Madisonville, I'm like, check, cool. 5-star review comes in to where I rank lower on the map, on the little bright local map. I'm like, I cheer because I'm like, yes, dude. Google will now know I'm doing business there, and not only that, I'm doing good business there to where I'm getting 5-star reviews. So, but your answer's in the middle. Like, yeah, don't be a whore for reviews. But it matters.
I'm a whore for reviews right now. But
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Nick. Google
once you're above
does
100, it's fine.
bump you
Yeah,
up.
if you have 6, be a whore a little bit.
Exactly. Let me whore out.
Yeah.
Basically, your Google reviews are not a good funnel compared to like a Google ad. Like, yeah, people will look at it, but it's not just going to funnel you business. I mean,
It
it
helps
will,
your
and
SEO.
yeah, it'll help you a little, but it's not going to just.
I mean, think about it though. Like if right, and I'm not in New Orleans proper where a bounce is. And I know Joe on a personal level, and he does a phenomenal job. He has 1,700 reviews. Like there was another person, it was something Nola, I don't know, had 231. Like, are you gonna pick the 1,700 guy over the 231 guy? Like, right? If you pay attention to reviews at all on Google, like normally there's like 9. Like once you get to a certain volume, it's like just chill. Like, it's not that big a deal anymore.
I know Amazon helps me a lot. If I see phone chargers, I'm gonna go with the 7,500 Google review compared to the 500.
Yeah, when there's a
Reviews.
big disparity, but the volumes are way higher on Amazon though. Like a Google review, Like, let me see. Hold on. Let me go back. Let me share my screen and go back. Let's see some Google.
Quantity matters a little less with the Amazon at that point. It's more like if it's like 4.6 or above. Well, all the bounce house places for the most part, are all 5 stars.
Right. I mean,
And if they're not, that's a
4.9.
problem.
I'm 5. Best jump again.
Another
Extreme.
thing to look at too is it's say somebody does write a 4 or a 3-star or even a 2-star. Watch how they respond to that, because you're supposed to respond to every review. Supposedly that helps your SEO as well, but you want to watch how companies respond to the negative or the bad.
I mean,
Who
like,
was
there's-
that? Who
there's
was that
people
that
here-
just said that? Was that Al that was just saying something about the responding?
Yeah, how to
Yeah,
respond.
you are 100% correct on that.
Yeah, you
I
want to
mean,
see like
Google will look to see their algorithms and their crawlers will look to see if you do respond, but more important, they look to see how fast you respond. That is a huge thing. with
Yep.
Google.
Also,
you
what I heard
wait-
about, sorry, go ahead.
If you wait a week to respond to somebody, you might as well not have even responded, because Google looks for that. They look for the fast response,
I didn't know that.
and
Also,
that's a big play.
I spoke to an SEO guy, and he mentioned that when you respond, for your to be known or whatever on Google, it's good to reply using their name, like saying, "Hey Jessica, thank you for," and replying as far as what they've used. So they use like a Jurassic combo. "Hey Jessica, thanks for using our Jurassic combo." It brings your, I guess, like more points or something to your or you're recognized more through Google.
Really?
Well, the algorithm searches, the context that they look for, if you respond with, "Hey, thank you for the 5-star review. We do the best that we can. Have a nice day." Yeah, that's a bullshit response. You don't want to do that. You definitely, as far as responding with the product or the item that they rented, I've never heard of anything like that, but I have heard through some very high up SEO people that mentioning the customer's first name or your company name is a big search engine factor. Google is all about search engines, no matter which way you look at it. They are search engines all over the place. I mean, if your phone is turned on right now while we're talking and it's just sitting next to you and we talk about bed mattresses during this conversation, they will hear it, and you'll get bed mattress advertisements on your phone or your computer. So they listen to everything, but it's good to your response to have your company name in there, in the response, whether it's at the very end or it's at the very beginning. Always have your company name in that response, but the response is a big thing. So I think Al really hit it off pretty quick and hard on that one. That is very true. You want to respond as fast as you can and make sure you respond to all of them, and not a robotic response where it's a simulated same answer, because
It's-
Google picks up that.
All of
They
these
can tell me.
responses here are done by Ventok, and Joe Parker is the one that's in charge of my SEO. So these are done by Joe, and Joe knows his shit. But like he he says the person's name in every single one of them.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And it's
see, it's
only
like,
the first name. I noticed that your thing there, it says the first name, correct? Nick?
Every time. Carissa,
Yeah, you
Sean,
never put the last name. You always
Katie.
put the first name.
Yep, there's another one.
Yeah, sometimes I never knew how to respond, but this is actually really good info, because I feel like me responding is I said the same old stuff.
Yeah, I just recently learned within the past year about all that stuff. Prior to that, 18 years in front of all that,
Yeah.
I just responded with whatever it was. You
I
know,
also heard sending people, get your like a not a QR link, but get your URL to your maps or to that page that you're at, Nick. And when you send people to that page, the more people you send to that page, I hear that bumps your SEO as well.
That's
But
your Google My Business page, I think you're talking about, correct?
Basic, yeah, but they don't have the app no more. So I think it's just you got to go Google Maps. Well, that's the way I operate my stuff now is through Google Maps. But yeah, if you send people to your actual Google business URL, it's supposed to bump you up as well.
Really?
Little hack, yeah. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I didn't mean to start a rocket of a conversation about this, but the whole 5-star review thing is something, the way different people go about taking our money to do it is really at my heart, because there's some people that they don't really care.
Did you guys know that Google will run your ads for free?
Wow.
Yeah, I've never
They
heard
just the actual company Google will actually do your Google ads for free, and all you're paying for is what you use.
Oh, like they'll
I
make
literally-
the ad.
Yeah, they'll do your ads,
Clicks,
your
right?
entire thing, and they'll do it for free. I'm just starting to get into it. I just heard about it from my brother that he heard from Walter, and they're doing it. So I confirmed with Walter. He's like, yeah, they do it for free, and they just charge whatever you use, whatever your clicks are.
And they're obviously
Yeah.
going to use as many clicks as possible.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's the same thing. You're on a budget. You do your daily budget, whatever you're gonna
Right.
do, and that's it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm in the process right now, so I'll give you guys the feedback on how it's working out.
Have you or your brother run Google ads on a well-made level before? Like to have an A/B?
Say it again.
Have you run Google ads before?
I have.
Yeah, because I would be interested to see the difference between the two. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna run your own, like because I'm pretty decent with computers, and I went to go set up my own. I was like, oh god, I know I fucked this up 9 times by the time I was done.
I've never run ads, so I have no input to that one. I haven't advertised ever.
Yeah, a lot of people can run their own Google ads. It's just a matter of if you're good at it or not. Because some people can be you can be paying a lot for clicks, and there's ways to do it. I'm not a nerd, so I just hire somebody else to do that.
Dang.
Yeah, me either. I'm not good at it either. So I tried learning it, and that's how I just can't get it.
There's YouTube videos to do it.
Yeah, that's why I hired a Benhawk. I literally went through one of Tariq's videos of how to set it up properly, and I was just like, oh my god, dude, I watched this video. It took me like 3 hours, 2 hours.
That's the way I am with Canva. For no matter what, I cannot do Canva. I try to do my own flyers, and I just can't.
See,
I
I'm
can't.
not very artistic, but I'm good with Canva. And I'm good with like computers and analytics. Like I like all that shit. But dude, I did the Google ads. I was like, I know I fucked this up. Like I got to the end of however long that was, 2 or 3 hours or whatever, and had it all set up and running live. And then just fucking, this is a long time ago. So like I just texted Tariq. I was like, never mind. Like cool video, but like, yep, you can just have my money. Like you can just do mine. Like I don't want to waste money.
So, Al, you were scanning your camera around in your garage there. I noticed there was like a pile of chairs. Why don't you open one up and sit in it instead of leaning on the bounce house?
Man, bounce house is probably more comfortable.
There's no room to open it up.
I'm not gonna lie. No, I mean, the whole time I've been on, I've been cooking and eating, and every time I gotta say something, I'll come out here to the warehouse. I'll come out to the warehouse.
The warehouse, bro.
Garage
Nah,
is literally like half a mine.
Well, I got all kinds of shit. I got yard cards up there. I got tables and chairs here. I got bounces over here. I got games over there. I got blowers over there. I got
There's
speakers.
2 stools right there. You could be sitting on that, but no, he's
Uh,
coming onto a bouncer.
I got
So
baseball
what did I
stuff on
miss
side.
today?
Awesome. Some 1099, some W2.
All right, let's start all over.
All right, you want me to go back into my rant?
Your story time.
Yeah, bro, it's story time. A fictional story, a sub-autobiographical story. It was good. I'm trying to mix it up, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I topped out last 2 weeks. We did submit your questions last 2 weeks. So I was like, I gotta come hot. I gotta come in hot with it.
I think this past month you've been getting better at it, Nick. The first half hour doing like a little monologue thing and then opening it up to questions. I think it's been working.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. It's been yeah, because I mean, bro, I did what I always do. I launched the show and I had no idea what I was doing. And then I was kind of like trying to figure it out as I go. And then then I started writing those, and then I'm like, all right. They just ended up so heavy. Like I just felt like I was lost everybody. I'm like, oh, everybody tuned out on YouTube already. So I'm trying to keep them a little more fun, a little more light. So I appreciate you saying that.
Hey Nick, one suggestion I think is having a like a calendar event or something like that every week, because I always forget. I do.
Oh, like a reminder.
Like having like on Facebook, having like an interested or going. If you do that, then it'll add it to calendar.
I had logged in at 7:30, completely forgot. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
Same
With
here.
Derek on that.
I was like, oh shit, like what did I miss?
I
I
missed,
tried to
like, the
make one of those at least once. I feel like twice, and I'm like, bro, I don't know how they do those. I don't know how to do those. But I kind of just like whatever missed, just kind of.
That's
like,
actually how I started joining. Is you had posted one of those reminders, and I've been wanting to join one for a while. I was like, you know what, I ain't doing shit on Wednesday, and then I just started joining. Now I think this is like my 3rd or 4th one. That I've been
yeah. But if those will help, I'll go and figure it
Oh,
out.
it helped me. It helped me actually jump into one finally.
Yeah,
So
Definitely,
I just abandoned it because I was like, whatever, I can't figure this shit out, and I didn't know if it mattered.
Nick, those will help because the first few months you were doing this, every Wednesday I'd be like, fuck, I missed another one.
yeah,
Right?
that was me, man. That was all.
And then
me.
finally I'm able to actually like like it's just
Yeah,
like
I
a
remember
mental
by
memory.
heart, right?
Like,
I remember by
Wednesday,
heart.
8 o'clock.
That's cool. Okay, that's cool. That is great feedback. Yeah, I'll figure out how to do those. Make
While
them
like the round tables with Jana, like I never miss those because it's like a constant reminder.
because it's sent. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about because it like you get like the little thing on your phone. Choo-choo, hey, it's coming up. Da-da, it's in 5 minutes.
Yeah, or even just post it on your page. Actually, your personal.
Yeah, but I think if you just like if when you create those like interested or going kind of Facebook pages or whatever, then it'll allow the person.
It's
who
an
said
event.
wanna
Yeah, you have to go to event. Go into it as
it'll
an
allow the
event.
person to add it to a calendar. That way they can remember it or something like that. So
Okay, got it.
What Derek means to say is that way they can stock up on their booze ahead of time.
I'm always ready for that one.
If you guys are taking notes, it's a write-off, so you can put it on the company card.
That's true. You know, I've never had a beer during this show. I'm always busy.
Really? That's
I've never had a beer. I'm always cleaning either my popcorn machine or cotton candy when I'm listening.
Nick is
or I'm
offended.
cooking.
I thought you couldn't write off alcohol.
I don't know. My new CPA is a G. He's like, I said, do you want me to save receipts? He said, fuck no, I don't want to ever see a receipt. I said, okay. I'm like, so like, it's like free reign? He said, bro, tell your wife to take the company card to Sam's Club once a month. Nobody's going to fucking notice. I'm like, okay. I like
Someone's
it.
going to jail.
I like it.
Nick, remember you're recording this.
Yeah, Nick. Nick, have you ever been to federal prison, bro?
The
IRS has entered the chat.
Yeah, I just started.
That is not play.
Hey, full. Oh, my internet's sucking right now. Okay, there we go. Full disclosure, I've never done any of it. I've never done any of it. I'm on the up and up. Everything I do is just like my W-2s. Everything's all perfect.
I work with the IRS, Nick. Yeah, you done fucked up.
You go ahead and audit me. I'm all good. I got my receipts, Mark. I just don't give it to my CPA.
And Nick, you can't
Nick-
give in
Nick's
your
gonna
tax
make-
guy, man. You can't snitch on him.
I know, right? I mean,
Look what
they-
happened to
Nick,
Tax
so much-
69.
You drinking Michelob?
yeah, bro. You gotta go watery for these shows. They go 4 hours. Can't be drinking real beer. There was one night I text my wife. I said, "Hey, do me a favor, grab me a thing of Dos Equis on your way home." For booze." She's like, "Oh fuck, you're drinking real beer."
Was that the night that the next day you were hurting pretty hard when you talked to me?
He was hurting.
What? Yeah, what day?
That was like a few weeks back, I think it was. You were holding the Dos Equis up to the camera quite often during the show.
Yeah, that it might have been. I don't know. There's been a couple Thursdays where I woke up. I'm like, oh, why did I name the show that? Like, we couldn't.
I
just
was
be
watching your eyes and Justin's eyes, wondering which ones was going to close first. I think Justin beat you. Justin's eyes were down to about a 16th inch tonight.
Oh, Justin was like, I don't even know if he was awake.
Bro, he lights it up.
He flew. He flew home.
And dude, I'm not like anti-marijuana by any stretch. I couldn't function. Like somebody asked me like, well, why don't you just switch to weed instead of beer? I'm like, dude, if I just like smell it, my brain like turns off. Like I just can't even like function.
Careful where you step. Somewhere. I don't know, Sophia. Just be careful where you step.
Freddie, you muted or not?
Yeah, I got a
He
question.
never mutes. He
Sorry.
never mutes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What's your question?
When you guys get like an opportunity on Event Hawks, y'all text or y'all call?
I tested both. I tested both actually longer ago than that. So I would get a quote that would come through Inflatable Office, and they wouldn't finish the quote. And I tested texting and calling. People hate calling. Don't call them. Only text.
Told you.
Okay.
Yeah, you have much better results. If I can, oh no, I can't share my screen and show you guys my Event Hawk because it'll show people's phone numbers. But let's see if I can explain it. So you get somebody that comes through Event Hawk, and generally speaking, the first text you get right is just the date, because the auto text says, "I saw you were on the site shopping for party rentals. Want to make sure it's available for you. What's the date of the party?" Right. So they just text back April 16th. And so then when you start going into
Leave her in the porch.
Freddie, you
Leave
got
the leash on.
Freddie, mute.
there we go. So when you start going into reply to them, right? So what you want to do is keep your text messages, the actual messages, to a minimum. So you reply back, right? Our what Cassie texts back, the template says, "Awesome. Did you see an inflatable that you liked? Click below to go back to our website." And then there's the URL to go back to the rentals. And they text back, right? "I like the double lane sports combo." And then she texts back, "Cool. What's the location of the party? Yeah, what's the address of the party? And what's the time of the party?" And then she goes in and creates the entire booking at that point in time and then sends it back to them. "Cool, got you all set. Here's your," I forgot what we call it in the text. We don't call it a quote. We call it something different in the text. And then she pastes in the quote URL to get back to that quote and said, "Just click below to go back and you can book it. All you got to do to lock it in is pay $50 deposit and read/sign the contract." Like 75% of the time, they don't even reply. They just click and go book, right? And then that's the best way to handle all of those leads. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, sorry. He took off. That was more for me.
Yeah, but that answers your question though.
Yes.
Yeah, so the more times that you can send them the link to book, the better. And do you know how to do that?
I do.
Yeah. So just right click, copy that thing, and then just send that back to them as many times as you can. And you don't even have, I started doing that prior to having Event Hawk. I was just texting from Google Voice. But I tested a million trillion different ways. And then that way, like, they don't even reply. They just book it. It's crazy.
Always nice.
Yeah. And then same if they're in the contracted state. And I don't know if you have IO or not, but if they're in the contracted state where they started auto booking, instead of sending the quote page, you got to send them the contract page, but it works equally the same.
Okay.
What else you guys got? It's only 9:25. We're supposed to have an hour and a half left of the show. So
Hey Nick, how do you feel about detachable pulls, like stoppers and detachable?
fucking hate them.
Hate them, right? Don't you hate them?
I don't
You know what I started
understand.
doing?
I don't.
They're horrible.
understand
They're horrible.
Yeah. So my LSU combo was I think the first one I ever got that had that where you could take one. No, sorry, the pirate combo, the easy pirate combo, pirate dual link, pirate fortress does, where you can take the pool off and then put on the stopper, right? And so like in theory, you're like, dope, that's awesome. Like when it gets to dry season, we can just switch this shit out. Our wet season bleeds into our dry season, like bad. At both ends, right? At both ends.
Same.
But yeah, like right now, this upcoming weekend, you're gonna have somebody that wants it dry only because they know that wet's a mess and it's not that hot. Whereas last weekend they wanted it wet, so it needs a pool. So what we ended up doing was we pulled off, and it's a little bit ugly, but it's not that bad. You pull off the pool, and then there's at least on the Pirate Fortress, there was flaps that cover up the entryway to blow up the pool. You just cover them up, and then we never even put the bumper on, dude. And I may throw the fuckers away, like because they're just sitting in the warehouse on the top shelf in my way. I do not understand why you would do that. I don't understand why you do that.
Honestly, for that, you might as well just have an inflated pool.
And that's the thing where I'm just like,
Or a
why
splash
in the
pad.
world are we making deep pools? Like, because when I went to tour the Big and Bright inflatables in Dallas, we only blew up, I think, 2 water slides, no combos or anything, but they were both inflatable pools. I'm like, bro, like this is such a good touch because as soon as the fucking water fills in, it goes to the ground. It's a regular ass pool, but you can use it dry. And Matthew was like, yeah, this is on everything, every combo, every water slide. I'm like, dude, why in the world, right? And Big and Bright's a newer company, and they're very small compared to like Easy, 10 Table, like the big dogs. I'm like, why in the world isn't this what we just do? Like, I don't know if it's more expensive. Like, I don't know the production side of it, but I'm like, the inflatable pool should just be everything. So there's no switching, and then a sandwich, like, right, that you got to have the Velcro that's got 3 pieces or whatever. I'm just like, dude, this is stupid.
For easy,
I think
right?
it is more expensive because I asked I spoke to, I don't know if spoke to Easy or Bouncing Angels, and one of them gave me a higher quote if it was just versus a pool versus an inflated pool. So I think it might be a couple, maybe like $100 extra, but I think it's worth it.
Shipping those companies like Corona Bounce, my Corona Bounce unit has it, my Easy unit has it, and then I just got 2 more Easy units that have the switchable one. I'm like, dude, that cannot be cheaper than an inflatable pool.
Yeah, like that's the pool, dude. I had to take that off, dude. I don't know what it is with Easy, man. Like they have like the most difficult Velcro system to put on a stopper in a pool. But what I started doing, because I did that a lot this fall, and what I just started doing is I just completely took off the dry option, because I'm just tired of taking off the pool and taking off the stopper.
Yeah,
And
we
a
make
lot
it like
of
our discretion. You know what I mean? Like they just rent the unit, and we show up with whatever we think should be on at that time, right? So if it's like October 15th, ain't no pool. I don't give a fuck if it's 82 degrees, ain't no pool. But that's the problem though, is we had that Pirate Fortress go out last year. I don't remember if it was early season or late season. And then they called and they're like, hey, what's the deal? Like, we want this as a water slide. I'm like, bro, it's like 64 degrees. You want a water slide? Oh, no, we want a water slide. And like, right, me being me, I'm like, bet, right? Got in the truck, went and picked up the pool, fucking drove it out there, hooked it all up and shit. I'm like, no, this is the last time. You either get a pool or nothing. Like, we're not putting the dry shit on no more.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the way I am.
I deliver my Jurassic Island and my butterfly combo with the pool. And I just tell them, hey, if you guys want to use it dry, do it dry. But if you want to use it wet, there's the pool.
Yeah, that's what we do now too. That's what, after that Pirate Fortress issue, I was like, nah, dude, we're done with this. We're done.
I think I'm gonna sell them and then buy them with inflated pools. Because it's like it just doesn't make any sense to me to have it with
How
the
much
pool.
more? Yeah, how much more is the inflatable pool? Inflated pool.
Aren't they usually the same price?
I think it's like maybe $100 more, maybe.
You're talking splash landing type
I-
pool?
I'd rather start getting a splash pad.
Yeah. Splash landing, yeah.
Okay, so there is a little more in depth into building that than building a pool that's full of water. When you have a splash landing slide, no matter which one it is, the splash landing, I don't know if you can see my hands, but when you have a pool, you have walls that are like this wide. They go all the way around. When you have a splash landing, you've got like 9, 10 little walls underneath, maybe even more underneath that splash landing pad all the way across. So there is more to building that. Splash landings are great if you're doing, let's say, on concrete surfaces.
Yeah.
But it is more expensive manufacturer wise, and I can say this through one manufacturer I know personally, and their production, their cost, I know for a fact it is more expensive to do a splash landing, but we don't have the whole factor of what you guys were talking about, wet, dry. You want to do it wet, you want to do it dry, so to answer your question that I just heard, yes, splash landings cost more because there's a lot more baffling and sewing to make a splash landing pool or a splash landing pad, let's call it.
Still,
I actually just bought I just bought a slide at the last show. It hasn't been shown yet. I'm probably going to introduce it in the next 2 to 3 weeks. It was at the show. From my understanding, very few people purchased it, but it has not come in yet. But I have one. It's a 6 foot wide by 8 foot wide splash landing pad, swimming water slide. It's actually the biggest one I've ever seen in my life. I looked underneath there, and I can tell you, I saw at least 20 baffles up and down, and that's why the slide was more expensive. But you could stand on that splash landing area and you don't sink. You don't dive down or the water's going to puddle up and make a big mess in there.
That's how my jump orange ones are.
So the splash landing definitely is it costs more because to build more. I mean, that's just a point blank on that one. So that was my 2 cents right there. But
I think I want
to. I'm going to get a picture up here real soon because I want to get it on the website.
I want to convert to all splash pads, to be honest, because as much as deep pools are nice and they go out, they're a pain to pick up, man, and get all that water out. But the customer, I hear a lot because there's people in town that have splash pads, and customers like, no, I want a pool. That's why we go with you, because my easies are with pools. But my combos that I get, a Texas supplier here, he does all his combo splash pads, and man, those are the easiest things to pick up. There's no issues in getting all the water out. Super easy. And I think I'm just gonna go.
Can someone show a picture of that?
Yeah.
What issues do you have getting the water out? Out of what?
For me, I do overnight. So when I get there, I mean, it's not bad, but I mean, there's still a shitload of water in there. And of course, you just flip the pool over and it's easier. But if you do a same day pickup, god damn, dude, there's fucking water everywhere. You get muddy all over the place. It's just
I don't know. I kind of disagree with that. I do same day pickups for 20 years. You open up one Velcro zipper, step on the slide of the pool, drain it out, and just pull the liner up. I mean, I can take the 20-foot water slide down in 15 minutes.
here's a
Yeah.
go.
So, you know, I guess you got to, it's just the technique, the way you do it. Like here, he's showing titanium.
And I
right
don't
there.
even drain the whole.
Yeah, the
You didn't
titanium.
drain the water.
Yeah,
I feel like it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't roll right if you don't get all the water out.
Well, there's no reason why you can't get the water out if you're pulling on the pool liner at the same time that you're standing on the side. I mean, the water.
that a pool or a slide?
I mean, I understand what you're
A
saying.
pool. Yeah.
Well,
I'm just saying a splash pad is a lot faster and quicker.
You are
less of a mess.
100% correct on that. 100%
Yeah.
correct. All my 18 footers are splash landing. And
Oh, yeah.
you open up one zipper, stand on it, boom, the water's out,
easy,
it's done,
quick.
it's done, it's gone. But you go back to something else you just said. Your customers ask for a pool.
They want a big pool.
They
That's
want a
why I
pool.
haven't done it.
You know,
It's
so
better. It benefits the owner because man, and a
It
splash
does.
pad.
yeah, but you know
simple.
what? When it comes down to it, the owner looks at they want a swimming pool, they want a swimming pool.
Exactly.
They don't
yeah.
want it to be a splash landing. They want their kids to go into a big pool.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Most our
Pros and
units,
cons.
yeah, most our units are deep pool. I don't even know. I don't even know if I have an inflated pool. Period. And the only one like this doesn't have a pool. Like no kahunas do. Right? It's just like you slide down and hit the wall.
That's a
Yeah.
splash. A splash pad.
That's a splash pad.
That's a splash pad.
Yeah, this
Have
one.
you ever used one of those hull pumps to drain the water out through a hose somewhere else?
Yeah,
Nah,
that's-
pump takes forever.
That's too much time.
Yeah, I'd rather just shop back it with the rigid if
that
I
one's
have to.
splash
If
pad.
I have to.
I just got that one. That one I didn't even print it out. I got that in like October.
That Nick is one of my hottest renters for small slides.
This one.
Dude, that's such an easy unit to roll.
Oh, I'm
Really?
I got a circus one.
Who makes that?
That's
Jump orange.
Yeah,
That looks like the Flash models.
yeah, I'm excited for
I
that.
got a
one.
combo
It's
for
already
that.
got 3 rentals at a summer camp.
Nice.
Now Jump Orange did come out with the big, they have the big lagoon.
I'm getting
pool
those two.
on some of their water slides, and I despise it.
The what?
15 the lagoon pools. It's on their new Oasis. It's on another one that they make too.
Oh yeah, that's the weird shape looking
It's
pool.
a 15-foot wide pool. Let me tell you what, that's a lot of freaking water, and it's a
15.
pain in the ass. And
I feel like
I've
it draws the attention to hang out in the pool.
Yeah, well, it does, but it does, and that could be an issue with people sliding down into the
Yeah.
pool. But
Yeah.
you go back.
That's
to
really
what Al was
easiest
saying,
pools are
time
pretty big.
frame. Nick, is that your page right there?
No, it's Jump Orange.
Yeah, that's Jump Orange.
Like this?
No, back, go scroll
No,
back.
well, even the new pools, all their pools are
Oasis
longer.
and Deep Sea would have it.
Nick, stop. Scroll back down just a little. All right, stop.
I don't.
You
That's
see
just
the-
I
too
don't
much.
think it's gonna-
That's too much material.
You see that one right there? Actually, it's not. All that
Ew.
stuff on the top is 5 to 7 ounce vinyl. That van weighs about 12 pounds. That's it. That's all canvas stuff. Very, very lightweight.
That's what you're talking about, that pool right there?
No,
No, that's
It might not
Go
show
for the
up,
Oasis.
'cause
Oasis
they
are
have that.
outside.
They have
Go-
that
go
deal
back.
going
Okay, stop
on.
right there, Nick. Stop right there. All right, you see the beach camper? You actually just put your cursor on. That's the van, the other one. Go to the left. That one right there. I got that right now. It's gonna be introduced. I'm the first one to get it. And
Nice.
that one there was, they were gonna make the lagoon pool on that, and I'm like, Ray, no way can you
I
do
feel like they used a bunch of pieces to make that slide.
I feel like this year they went really. I mean, it's cool designs, but they like pieced every other slide for that, and not to mention the freaking the water droplets underneath that cloud, the little yellow ones. What a piece of crap job they did.
Freddie.
Dude, I can't because at the show, and this is something I told Julio, at the show, you see this enormous slide, and when you walk up to it, you have these
That's
four
Stingray right there. Nick.
painted drops
the
that my
pool.
3-year-old can do.
That pool right there, Nick.
That's crazy, man.
That is the biggest.
Oh shit, that's pretty wide.
That's just huge. We're talking.
That's a lot of water.
Gallons of water in there.
Oh
It's
shit.
huge. I think the tarp that I put underneath it is like 22 or 20.
No way.
Listen, this is what you do. You buy that slide, you buy the dolphin slide, and you just swap the freaking pull out. And now you got stingrays and dolphins swimming together.
That's big, dude. Wow.
It's a big pool.
That is pretty big pool. Shit.
Because because we have the titanium, the Fiesta, the boxing one, melting Arctic. We have 2 melting Arctics and 2 titaniums. The pools on those are big, and they match the footprint of the slide. Like they just go like this.
Mm-hmm.
And those are big pools. Like the first time we rented out and had to go drain, I'm like, oh fuck, that's a big pool. Like that thing is like the picture
It doesn't look that much different in the picture, but when you have it out on the ground, it's freaking huge. It's huge.
It's a cool idea. I do not think we're gonna buy it, so I don't think it'll catch on. But like, right, clients will probably love it, but I don't think.
Well, I'm trying it out. I have a unit with that.
Yeah, it's worth a shot.
I have the 25-foot Oasis, and that pool is massive.
But I just don't know that like you put that on your website, like customers are gonna see that and be like, oh fuck, get the big pool, dude.
You've
like,
got the 25-foot Oasis.
Yeah, I'm trying out. It doesn't weigh that much. It weighs as much as my 18-foot dual lane.
You're out of your mind. Wait till you try to roll it.
I did roll it. It wasn't that bad.
You better have 2 people with you, unless you're extremely strong.
I soloed it.
I like that. That I like.
But no, I need to be.
It's all inflated.
That's
one entrance, one exit. That's it. So simple, so great.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty legit. I do like that. Yeah, because
it's a strong unit. I wasn't an app. I jumped on it. I didn't jump on it, but like I got on top of it.
Because HTC just came out with.
Imagine Freddie jumping on it and IAPA.
They only had the 15-foot version there at IAPA.
Have you seen Jump Orange's?
Yeah, it was small. It was a 15-footer. What is this? Quality inflatable distributors?
Yeah, HEC. They have this like miniature slip and slide thing. I think this is one.
They're doing the hybrid style, like bounce wave.
Yeah, so like you come down and then it has like the long flat part before you get to the pool. If you go to they have a distributor here in New Orleans. So I buy
that HEC.
Yeah, I buy their stuff all this time because I can drive over to freaking New Orleans and pay cash.
Hey, since we're already looking at different websites, can you go to Big and Bright's website? I've tried checking their stuff out a couple of times, but it always confuses me because they used to be a rental company, right?
Yeah.
And I think they still have some of their rental units on there, or
he runs it.
I don't know.
I've given Matthew shit for this about 900 times. This is an ERS website. He's in the process of getting a real website built, and I'm trying to get him to use Shopify. We'll see if it happens.
Because I've checked their website out
So
a couple
what
times.
is his stuff American or what distributor, what manufacturer?
This is Big and Bright, but it's not. Nobody's American made, man.
I don't know. Bouncy Angel's American made.
Not all of it.
American made in Mexico.
Hey, what's the difference between a Mexican doing it in Mexico and Mexican doing it in California?
You know who Ultimate Jumpers is 100% American made.
And I talked to Albert the other day.
By Mexican.
Phone call with Albert the other day. He's a great dude. But I mean, once you get to scale, like it won't be made in America.
No, they gotta franchise out.
It'll have to. You have to. You
Yeah.
can't make enough of them. You can't do it cheap enough.
No.
American made by Mexicans.
I got distracted by Freddie and the American made by Mexicans, and I didn't even see how you got there.
Inflatable right here.
Oh, all right. So he's been updating it little by little.
Yeah, so this is all the stuff that he's got in stock.
All right, cool. Because
Okay,
last time
so
I
this
checked,
stuff's
Oh,
he didn't have any of that.
This stuff's made in China.
I've seen this stuff. I've seen this unit in person. This is a fucking cool unit. I rolled it. I rolled it actually at the warehouse.
So what's the difference of me buying the stuff from him and me buying it from China?
That's air
From Evachan.
inflatables right there.
You
air
have to
inflatables.
buy 60 plus to get them from China. And
Nah,
they're designed like so all the manufacturers that do stuff overseas, right? They're designing them. The people in China don't know what they're doing. Like they just put the zipper where you tell them to put the zipper. They don't know what it's supposed to look like. It's hard to explain, but it's way more, right? If this shit was easy, bro, I'd just have to jump off and play with it. I'd just be sending you guys fucking slides right now. Shit's fucking hard and annoying and terrible. Like I have no desires to fucking do the shit that they do. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. The factories and talking about how big this should be and how wide that should be and raise that up an inch. It's no. I want nothing to do with it.
I'm curious as to how many of these companies technically use the same manufacturers.
A lot.
That's a good point you made there. There's a whole bunch that use the same manufacturers and they all say different.
They all right. Nobody's gonna tell you shit unless they make everything here in America. And if they make everything here in America, they might have stuff in stock, but like they're not, at scale. Like all the shit's made in like easy switch to Malaysia. I don't remember where HEC is made. I don't remember. I stopped paying it because I don't give a fuck. I like not trying to be callous, but I don't care. I don't want it made in America. I don't care.
Not like the Americans want to do the job.
Man.
Yeah.
I know the Mexicans want to.
Well, you guys, I wish I had an updated names that I could say, which I don't. But we all jump. Well, even myself, we jump on Omega. Oh, Omega, they suck. That's
because their quality sucks.
You would be surprised people who have stuff made by Omega and sell it in the United States.
Right.
Probably a lot of those companies.
They have like 5 or
that
6
we buy.
Yeah, Omega has like 5 or 6 different manufacturers. All it takes is like just stitch it 2 more times. Like Omega's just stitched 1 time, so it all blows out.
And there's some people that actually use Omega that they actually pay to have that second row of stitching. They actually pay to have that extra supports on the corners or the anchor stresses. So Nick said something, I forget the exact verbiage, but the Chinese company makes to what they're told to make. They don't give a shit. And the vinyl, I would say probably 96% of the vinyl that all the companies use, there's only so many vinyl companies that make vinyl. So all those Chinese companies use the same vinyl. The 15.5, there's only so much 15.5 vinyl that's made. There's only so much 18-ounce vinyl that's made. They all get it from the same areas. Sadly, the majority of it comes from China.
Thread.
What's that?
Yeah, same sewing machine, same thread.
It comes from China. Sadly, it does, and it does the the Chinese companies that have American facilitators in those plants probably are the people like Happy Jump, Jump Orange, definitely, Leisure Activities, definitely. Those companies have American facilitators in those plants that oversee and watch and the production that comes out. The other companies that make in America and make overseas, 90% of them don't have American facilitators in there. And I learned this through a company called Moonwalker USA. He got crushed. His American facilitator left, and China just destroyed this company, like literally destroyed the company. And I know Mark Harper personally, who owns it or who did own it. So, you know, going overseas and going to what we were talking about, I love to hear our companies say, we make in America. We make it in America. There is when I say very few, we're probably talking less than my hand right here, who makes in America. The majority import, and they make maybe some in America. But no matter what, all the product is made in America, is made in China or made in Taiwan or Hong Kong. That's where the vinyl's made. That's where the thread's made. That's where the D-rings come from. They don't come from America. So it's all about choosing the company that makes the best quality or who oversees the making of the best quality. And I think most of us are pretty smart to it, to know. And it's a guaranteed. You go with Leisure, you go with Jump Orange, you go with even Happy Jump. Happy Jump is a great company to work for. You know, they make some in America, but the majority is overseas, very much overseas. Easy
Keep listening then, Mark.
Inflatable is another good one. You know, they make some in-house, the majority is overseas. You know, but they have facilitators in those plants that oversees the material, the equipment that's coming back to America. So, you know, but then if you go to, there's some companies in Texas, and I can't think of the name. I think Big Top is one, maybe, that you could buy from. They buy from whoever makes their stuff overseas. Whoever they can get the cheapest price from, they buy that, they send it to it. General Inflatables out of California, they got a plant in California. They're 100% South China.
Protect Mark.
Yes.
No, I was saying protect Mark. He's putting these people on blast.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I really could care less. I
Right
really
up,
do, because I'm not saying anything that's not the truth. So.
And who cares? Like that's
Amen.
Jump. I'm like, I don't care if it's made in California, Idaho, or China. Like, I want a well-made unit that's gonna last a while.
Exactly.
I've never. I don't care where my sneakers.
That doesn't have white
Car
Velcros.
was made. I don't care where my trailer was made. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care.
Who just said the white Velcro? Who just said that?
I have 2 units from Moonwalk USA that have white Velcros, and that pisses me off.
Yeah, you know what? You throw them away. The white Velcro
I
is
can't.
disgusting.
The customers like these units.
So I bought one from Moonwalk USA with white Velcro, and I'll tell you what, it's actually the number 3 Velcro. It's called a number 3, and that's the stitch and grip part of the Velcro.
I was gonna say number 2, but
and it wet. The white wet Velcro, the white Velcro that is on a wet slide or a wet combo, that shit will come apart or stop the grip. It won't come apart. It will stop the grip so fast. It'll just drive you nuts, which is probably what's happening to you right now.
Yeah, just don't buy Moonwalk. I've only had one Moonwalk unit, and I hated it from start to finish. Hated it from start to finish.
I've had 2, and I'll never buy anything else from David Wang again, ever. I'll talk to him at every show. I talk to him, and we're friendly, but I'll never buy from him again. No way.
Who's David Wang?
David Wang owns Moonwalk USA.
All right, you guys keep talking. I gotta pee, so I'll be right back.
That was a little TM side. That's too much there.
Oh, I had to let you know, or else I had to let you know, or else I just disappear. It'd be awkward.
I mean, you could just put a bottle
Yeah.
down there, took care of it and been
It's
done.
less awkward this way, trust me.
Yeah,
Could have said you're putting your kids to bed.
I had a Moonwalk USA unit and I sold it in one season because one time it got sold, it rained on it, got waterlogged, and that thing was so hard to roll.
Well, the moon.
So
Moonwalk
the other thing I
USA
didn't like about them is when I'm rolling it, it's like very loose material too. Like I can't get like a really tight roll. 'Cause
No,
just
it's like
loose.
real hard and stiff, right?
It's like it's weird, but it's other than that, it's an easy roll to do. It's tough to do like very tight because of how loose like the slide part is compared to like all my other units.
I don't know who they use anymore to manufacture their stuff. They used to use Iceberg out of China. I think Iceberg has actually closed up now. So I don't know who Moonwalk USA uses anymore, but you know, I mean, I even looked at the obstacle course that he had at the show last year, and I told David, I said, this thing looks really plasticky. It was like very plasticky now. The material's looking less vinyl and more plastic coated, if that makes any sense. But the white Velcro, they still use it. I saw it on that one, and I'm like, this is just no good at all.
My other complaint with my two, I have a Ferris wheel and a unicorn from them, which people really like those units, is that like when I'm stepping on like the objects, so like each bucket or whatever of the Ferris wheel, it doesn't deflate that well. It's like I'm gonna pop it if I step on it.
That's because the hole that where I'm just imagining something in your unit you're talking about. Let's just say there's a pop-up that comes up that you're trying to step on to shrink down, or the hole is like very small.
And I'm like blocking
you're
it.
You're trying to get the air back out a hole like this instead of like a hole like this. And
Yeah.
that's the reason why that's all that is with any unit, anybody's unit, but that's the reason why that is. And Moonwalk USA they definitely historically are known for that very much.
So this will be the last season with it, and I'll need to replace a unicorn and Ferris wheel if anyone has recommendations.
Yeah, there's dude, I get so many messages every day, like, who should I buy units from? I'm like, bro, like the list is so long, I'm gonna forget to put people on it. But it's like, if you just interact with the community at all, like we all just mention the same names over and over and over and over and over and over. You know what I mean? Like, I've been a big fan of HEC just because they're local to me, and then and I tell people to go do that a lot. Like if you're in Texas, go see Matthew at Big and Bright, right? Because you can just or like close to Dallas, like just go do that because you can go interact with the person, see maybe not that slide blown up, right? But he'll have something blown up in the warehouse and talk with them and hear the story, whatever. If you're in, South Florida, you've got Bounce Wave right there. If you're in Orlando, you got HEC. I've got HEC here. If you're in California, you got Bouncing Angels.
Who's in Northeast besides like 10 Table? The 10 Table seems to be like my closest.
Yeah, in Buffalo. Off the top of my head.
Oh, I'm in Rhode Island.
Oh yeah. I don't think there's somebody over there somewhere.
Omega.
Omega. Not Omega.
Tennessee has Titan Inflatables, and they're like 45 minutes from me.
Who?
Titan Inflatables.
Oh, Titan, yeah. Yeah, they're in Nashville.
Murfreesboro.
Right. Which is right. I know where that is, but that's Nashville to regular people.
Yeah, the closest one to me is Jump Orange, 20 hours away.
Jeez.
Yeah, so if you're in the landlocked situation like that, like just buy a Jump Orange unit. Like I don't have a Bounce Wave. I have nothing Bounce Wave, and actually have never had anything Leisure either. Everybody else I've had, and like they're all right. Like, everybody has their favorites and whatever, but like they're all great. They're all great.
Yeah, 10 Tables 7 hours from me, which isn't too bad.
I got 2 Leisure units and they're really good. I like the way they're built.
I got 2 coming in. I'm
I wanted
hoping
to
they're
get
good.
their obstacle course, how their obstacle courses all switch out. You put 3 pieces together or whatever. I wanted to do that. And then I came up on, I talked about it at the beginning of the show, but I came up on some other obstacle courses where I'm like, cool, I'm good now on obstacle courses. I don't need to venture into that anymore.
Speaking of that, Nick, I kind of wanted to wait until later in the day to ask this, but if you wouldn't mind talking about like tips to buying out companies. Like I just bought out a company, 2 months ago, and I probably didn't do the best job about it, but it came out well. Just I don't know if you wouldn't mind sharing anything, or I don't know. There's too many people close to you that are trying to buy out companies that
No, I wish, because I'd be spending. I'm a big fan of it. It's for me, it comes down to the trust level of the owner or the person that operates the business. And so if there is a high level of trust there for whatever reason, maybe you bought used units off them before, or maybe you know them, not personally, but like know them. If so, it comes down to the trust. So then when the price comes down from them of what it's going to cost to buy them out, if it's in the right wheelhouse, then I'm a big fan of just send it and just like just go get it if you trust them. That being said, the price is the price of the units. That's what it is. I don't really care what every operator says they think their website is worth, or their repeat business of the PTA and this school and that church, whatever. Like all of that is true if they hold the business. However, it doesn't add to the valuation of the business unless there's a contractual agreement, which we have none, right? So they say, well, I did. I'll give it an example, right? So I was talking to somebody, coaching them through this. Company is for sale for $1.3 million. I said, God damn. I said, how much they do in revenue? Well, they kill it. I said, well, how much they do in revenue? 850K. I'm like, okay, that means the business is no way, shape, or form worth 1.3, and the business is not worth 850K either, because they don't have 850K worth of inventory. That's how you evaluate the company properly. If you don't trust the person, not in a negative way, but just like you don't have a way of ever doing business with them where you trust them, I suggest go cherry. It depends on how many units you're buying, right? You're going to buy 20 units. You're not going to want to go see 20 units blown up. Maybe you are, but I wouldn't. I'd go cherry pick. Let me see this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, right? If you blow up 5 out of 20 and they're all pristine, reasonable to say the rest will be fine. You blow up 5 and 3 are fucked up, right? Do the math. And then from
It's
there,
like audit it.
yeah. And then from there, you're like, okay, let me blow up some more. Let me get a better deal. Like, right. You can kind of go from there. If you're buying out small little companies, like I bought out one of 3 units a year ago, maybe a little more than a year ago. Right. I just like 3 units, right? I went alone. I said, yeah, I want to see them all 3. Like blew them all 3 up. I rolled them like myself, like whatever. But yeah, definitely a big fan of it. You just got to kind of go into the deal thinking with your head and kind of as a businessman, almost maybe not, but almost like it's an investment. Like, would you invest in this guy? Hell no. Cool. Let's see some shit blown up. Let's see some stuff going on. Would you invest in this guy? Yeah, I would have, 5 years ago when he was still passionate. So maybe you believe him a little more. Does that answer your question, or do you have more questions on that topic?
No, that pretty much covered everything. I guess the hard part for me is. Oh yeah, Freddie.
Sorry, when buying out a business, what's stopping them from starting it up again? Like, how do you know you're not just buying their crap and they just want money to buy more stuff?
You don't know.
Right. You don't know. But for me, it's kind of like the job interview. You know what I mean? The last one I just bought out in December. I'd bought stuff from him before. I knew he was a great dude. Younger, not like super young, right? But like probably mid to late 20s, like so, like to me, kid. But great kid, great intentions. Made some moves with the company, and that we had talked through. That I just bought 2 units from him at this time, but I fact checked that against somebody that would know for fucking sure, and everything checked out. And the reason I did all that is because when I bought the 2 units from him, I could tell he was going to sell his whole company. Like I knew it was coming eventually. And so then when it did, in November, he texted me in November, hey, I'm thinking about selling out, but before I put everything on the market, just want to know if you wanted it. Like I'd already done my homework because I knew it was coming, right? But yeah, you just got to do your homework. It's just like, hiring somebody. Like you can call the references and you can check the resume, like, but there's a load of bullshit sprinkled out throughout the whole thing. You know what I mean? But then the price was right for the amount of units and the amount of equipment that I got. I got a fucking 16-foot trailer with 4-foot sides. I got a motorized Jolly Dolly. I got a manual Jolly Dolly, and then I got 16 units. You know what I mean? And the price was right, and I trusted him, so I just said, "Yep, let's go, send."
Mark,
Yes.
not to go back to the other question that I asked. Do you know any manufacturers that are more northeast besides Tent and Table?
No, I'm gonna.
Because they
I
seem
heard
to all
that
be in
question.
California, Florida,
Yeah,
Texas.
I heard that question. I don't know of any. There was one out of Buffalo, New York, or they brought it in New York. And I want to say it was Hart Inflatables was coming in through New York, and they had a distribution there, but I can't swear to that. I could actually send a message to Sam Zhang tonight and ask him. Uh, but I think it actually was his brother-in-law who was bringing in Hart inflatables into New York. But as far as like big names, no, I don't know of anybody, but I don't think anybody is north up in that area. Tent and
I think
Table probably
Moonwalk
hasn't
is in
wrapped up.
Detroit.
Yeah, but you're talking Moonwalk is exactly what we just discussed earlier. Got Moonwalk.
I didn't even notice. Let me look that up. I'm like going through Google Maps. Titan is in Tennessee. It's like 16 hours. It's like the
Yeah,
closest
that's
I've seen.
Tony.
It's
That's
not
Tony Atwell.
like shipping them's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Like
It's more if I need to drive up and grab
yeah, you
something.
shave. You know what I mean? You save 4 to shipping keeps going up, so maybe $600 in shipping, which sucks to pay that, but over the life of an inflatable, I mean that's nothing, right? Because it's going to make, depending on what you get, but it's going to make so much money over the life of the rental that the extra shipping's not that big of a deal to get a good unit from a main manufacturer that you can know and trust. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey,
I
Nick.
agree.
No,
I agree with that. And I mean, Tent and Table, you really can't go wrong with Tent and Table either.
I actually really like Tent and Table, and Tom's been very great.
So I got
with
some
me
add to
anyways.
that. Sorry to cut you off. If you don't know what it feels like, because I'm a hands-on person, I like to see what I'm buying and touch, shoot down to IAPA in November. Do it. Everybody's giving free tickets away. Tony brings me down, gives me free tickets. I mean, everybody has a connection somewhere, from your local rep to anybody. They will give you free tickets. All you got to do is just get down there. You don't have to pay for food. I mean, pretty much a party every weekend, like every day out of that weekend. I mean, go down there to see, put your hands down on everything.
I pretty much lived off of Dippin' Dots and little tiny servings when I went.
The popcorn or whatever.
I was all over
Expensive.
that.
The food's expensive.
Yeah, but IAP is a good time, and yeah, it's good.
Great
You can
time.
you can go freaking see and touch magic jump unit, jump orange unit. I think it's interesting, and I don't know why I've always thought this interesting, but the different vinyls, like you go, jump orange kind of has that shinier, like smooth vinyl, and then bouncing angels kind of has like I don't want to use negative words for it because I don't mean it negative, but it's kind of like a duller vinyl. Like it just
Yeah.
feels different. It's totally different.
So what
Bounce-
you're saying there is, I can tell you that leisure activities, Jump Orange use the exact same vinyl. It's 15.5. Bouncing Angels use 15.5 ounce vinyl. John and Gary was talking to me about it about a month and a half ago. They use 15.5 for anything marbled, anything plain. They use 18 or 16 to 18 ounce vinyl. The difference is the marble vinyl. It's anybody that knows vinyl, you've got three parts to vinyl. You got the marbled, you got the center, you got a second layer or a third layer. The third layer is the inside. The inside is usually a plain color. It's not the same as the outside. The inside between the two is the mesh, which makes the strength of the vinyl. So they use the 15.5 ounce vinyl on marble, which is actually as strong as the 18 ounce vinyl back in the day for marble vinyl. They use 18 ounce, or they could use 16.75, I think it is, ounce for the plain, which would be the red, yellow, greens, the basic monetary colors. So what you were saying about the dull, the shiny, they have to, the marble vinyl has to be made a little bit shinier. That's just the way it is. The plain standard flat colors are made with a matte finish, and that's whether it's top vinyl, whether it's Crayola vinyl, or I can't remember what the other third big one is, but it starts with a D. So I totally understand what you're saying there about the vinyl. It's the difference of the vinyl touching them, like the Big E bouncers, I think it was, maybe said something about that. It does feel different, but when it comes down to it, it's the inner part of the three layers is what makes the strength of the vinyl. The plain color vinyl is always going to be more of a flatter matte finish than the marbled finish. Anybody that uses marbled finish vinyl is always going to have a shine to it. That's just the way it's made. It's not that it's cheaper. It's not that it's going to fall apart quicker. It's not that it's going to fade or whatever. It's just, that's just the way that it's made. So I just wanted to throw that part in there.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But now I've got 5 dogs to take out for the night, so I got to run for a bit. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for having me on. Thanks, Nick, for doing
Love
this.
it. Yep. Thanks for coming, Mark.
You guys have a good night.
You too.
Good night, Mark. Nick, you had mentioned shipping and stuff. My order from Easy shipping was like 1,400,
Oh, Jesus.
and then they even had processing fees too. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't use them going forward.
One unit or
How
that
many units?
multiple?
That was multiple. That was two. That was like a 16 grand order.
Oh, okay.
It was like dual lane slides with slip and slides and combo.
See,
I mean,
I don't understand why it makes sense to buy from them when you have a company like Jump Orange that pretty much gives you free shipping.
yeah, if you
I
get
wanted dual lane 22 foot, and Jump Orange didn't have any of those like in stock. Because I've noticed a lot of people love the 18-foot dual lane, so I want to try the 22-foot dual lane
mine
this
kills,
season.
bro. My 22 kills.
Yeah, so that's why I went with them, because and even what's it called, 10 table, they're 22 foot. No, they only have single lane 20, or maybe they had a dual lane, but the cost was like much higher in that sense, and also it weighed more, I believe.
Yeah, mine.
So weight's a
my
factor for me.
22 I have a 22 dual lane and an 18 dual lane, both from HEC, and those things crush, dude. And they're like, the 22 is heavy, right? But like not hard to move at all. Like with 2 guys, no, nothing big. Like little bit more strenuous than an 18-foot, obviously, but not hard. Cool. All right. Anybody else have questions, or should we end this sucker 45 minutes earlier than normal? 14 people going once. Trying to go through the
iPhone looks like they want to ask something, but I don't know. They wrote on the chat.
Regarding employees, you said you just use your payroll. Your accountant does the payroll.
Yeah, like I looked into right, there's Gusto, there's ADP. I had originally when I had my old CPA / accountant, she didn't do payroll, so she referred me to a local company. They were called Crescent City Payroll. They did a great job, great customer service and everything. And then when I switched accountants, though, basically he was like, "No, I got my own thing that I do," and he goes through ADP, which a lot of people will tell you don't go through ADP, but that's like you don't go through ADP. I don't give a shit what Mark does, right? I just want Mark to process my payroll, give me a good ass price, and he costs. I don't remember all the details now, but he's way cheaper than the old company was. Like he's as much per month as they were per pay period, maybe, or he's half as much as month as they were per period. It's staggeringly low how much Mark charges to run the payroll. But yeah, I mean, I just email. I have a spreadsheet where all the guys' hours goes into, and their hourlies, right? Because they clean slides, they get $15 per slide, right? So I just got it all in a spreadsheet, and I just send the spreadsheet over to Mark. And then Mark, I said, just let me know when it's finished, so I know it's finished. And he just emailed me back, submitted, and then that's on a Monday. Money's in everybody's account by Wednesday. So
Does anyone not use their accountant for payroll?
Yeah, if they don't, they'll use ADP, Gusto, or there's one other big one. You can, and then you can also do it through your QuickBooks. Yeah, QuickBooks has a payroll, and I looked into that. It was just kind of complicated and not cheap. The QuickBooks is not cheap, and so it was not a good option. And then I'm trying to remember the other big one more. But like if you type into Google payroll, whatever,
And Paychecks is the big one.
NetChecks, is that what you said?
I said Paychecks, I think, or something.
Yeah, with an X. Is it with an X? Paychecks, NetChecks. That might be it.
Yeah, with an X.
That might be it. But like, dude, it's just so clean and easy to send it to my accountant. Right, because I have two different people. I have an account. Mark is my accountant. Brian is my CPA. I have two different ones. But yeah, I did send it to freaking Mark, and he just does his shit, and it's just done, and it's easy.
What's the difference between Mark and your CPA?
So Mark is an accountant, right? So he's good at doing the books and whatever, but he's not a CPA. So he can do my taxes, but a CPA is they have the certification to where there's audit protection for your taxes. And Mark does not have that. So basically what Mark said is that I can do your taxes, but right. But he was like trying to talk me at it from jump.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So basically a CPA can be an accountant, but an accountant can't be a CPA.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And so then, he said I can refer you to a couple different, I think he said 3 different CPAs that do taxes and they do a good job. And they'll be like $800. Or I can refer you to my guy Brian. The name of Brian's company is literally like entrepreneur CPA or the entrepreneur's accountant or something like that. And he's double the price. He's not double the price, but he's significantly higher. He said, but he's going to go through and give you everything. So I said, let me meet with Brian. So I went and sat down with Brian and started talking. He's like, well, how much is your kids on payroll for? I'm like, well, bro, I never got a straight answer on that. He's like, I hadn't even hired him. He's like, here's your straight answer. Here's exactly how you do it. Boom, 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 boom. What about this? What about this? What about this? And like, he was just on it, cut and dry. I was like, okay, you're worth the money. So I think, let me think. paying Brian, I think $2,500 per tax return, and I got to file 2 because I have 2 S corps, and then we have to file my wife's / our personal, but mine going to the S corps. So then we got to file us. So that amount, so 2,500 times 3 is what I'm paying him to do our taxes, and that's all I pay him for. But then he's on the hook. Like I can just text him anytime and ask him any question, and he's like, "Bro, you can text me anytime. Give you all the answers."
So I forget who asked about the accountant, but accountants are like doctors in a sense where it's like, I'm an accountant and everyone thinks that I do taxes, but no, I'm a cost accountant. And like my fiance is an accountant, but she's the audit accountant. Like there's like different, like you don't have a heart surgeon do your brain. Like they're all different. So when he said I had an accountant, you have one that does all like the bookkeeping, but then you have the CPA that's more specialized in the tax side of things.
Right. Yeah. And so Brian does the taxes, and then Mark does the bookkeeping for the jump off, the payroll. He runs the QuickBooks, right? He does all this stuff that just like it's better to pay somebody else to do because it's time consuming and confusing.
Makes sense.
All right. I feel like we're at the end of the episode, which is always a bummer because I have a lot of fun on the Wednesday nights with you guys. But we'll sign off. We'll end her here. So if you guys made it this far on the podcast or on YouTube, you guys get a gold freaking star. And that gold star is go subscribe. Be a friend. Go subscribe. But everybody else, thank you for joining us. We'll be here next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Booze and Biz, doing our thing.
Hasta mañana.
You guys are awesome. I love you. Peace.
Thanks, Nick. Bye.
All right, guys.